Berkeley, California.
You got it.
This one's for three. AJ Hawk, $5,000. USA, USA, USA.
Hello, beautiful people. What an exhilarating morning down there in Memphis, under 15 miles away from Graceland, the home of the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley, the home to the first round of the FedEx Cup playoffs down there at the St. Jude Championship. Now, you were watching invigorating golf all morning there for the last couple hours, and you wonder to yourself, why is this dipshit on my television? Well, some negotiation was had between the PGA and FedEx playoffs and ESPN, where there was a 2-hour window in the morning they could certainly show. They could show Tommy Fleetwood.
Or me.
On the third. Par 5 for eagle out of the sand. Tommy! Yes!
Oh, he's held it.
Currently in the... Unbelievable. Currently in the lead, Tommy Fleetwood down there. He's the reigning, defending, undisputed St. Jude and FedEx Cup champion, tour champion as well. You know, it's not just Tommy Fleetwood in the morning there's cooking. How about the world number one, Scotty Scheffler, on the par 5 third. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom.
Cracking.
Boom, boom. Yeah, that'll do. Scotty Scheffler taps that one in for bird in the third, and now Scotty under par on a Thursday, which we absolutely love. The stars are out. The golf is going to be fantastic. Here's a live look at Scotty Scheffler currently golfing with Rory McIlroy down there in Memphis. It's a scorcher, 90 degrees, feels like 105 for birdie here, 1 under at the 7th, par 4, 483. You might ask yourself, why are they allowed to show it but not allowed to run it? Well, that's a great question, and we're probably going to get in some shit. Live, Scotty sweating his ass off.
Oh, story of his year.
This tournament continues on the ESPN app. What we're about to do is talk about preseason football. We're about to talk about a deal that was not made overnight for the WNBA. We're about to talk about everything that is about to be happening around our fantastic sports world. We will certainly be keeping you updated on what's going on with Scotty, Rory, Omi, and the boys. Harry English also getting a little dancing in there early. But we'll be talking about everything. And this show, live from a Thunderdome, starts in 5,
4,
3. Brunch with the lads starts in 2. Preseason football tonight, full slate. 1. Run it!
Hey,
One.
let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You ping.
Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to our humble abode, the DraftKings Thunderdome. On this preseason Brunch with the Lads Thursday, August 13, 2026, this program begins now. Football! Thought we did an okay recap of what was going on this morning for the first 2 hours of the FedEx Cup playoffs down there at the St. Jude Championship in Memphis, Tennessee, just 13.8 miles away from Graceland. As a bird flies, I believe it's probably just about 10 to 9 miles or whatever the case is. Can't wait to keep everybody updated on what's going on down there. Scotty's playing good golf. That's great news for all of us because if his name's on a leaderboard this weekend, we will watch. This is the top 70 golfers in the world. Next week will be the top 50. Then the third and final week will be the top 30 for the Tour Championship. Omi Fleetwood, who is the reigning defending undisputed champion, playing well as well. We are certainly pumped that that's happening this weekend. But also happening tonight, full slate of preseason games. On NFL Network, 7 p.m., the Green Bay Packers take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Then the Lions and the Bengals, the Colts and the Patriots, the Chargers and the Texans, the Cardinals and the Raiders, and then a nightcap on NFL Network, Titans and Niners. Now, we do know some of the players are going to be playing in some of these games. Now, on that note, quick follow-up. Tennessee Titans, San Francisco 49ers had like 4 fights in one day.
Yes.
Did they get it all out of them, or is that only a lead up to what's about to take place? Green Bay Packers, Pittsburgh Steelers, obviously a lot of history between the two with all the parties that are in there. Mike McCarthy, obviously, Aaron Rodgers with Pittsburgh Steelers. You know, LaFleur fresh out of saying that Jordan Love is best he's ever been around whenever it comes to a certain thing, whenever it comes to quarterbacking his particular offense. So maybe there is a little extra juice. And who's playing quarterback for the Steelers? Who's playing?
That's a good question.
We do have information on who's playing for the other games. Jordan Love will be getting some snaps for the Green Bay Packers, which will be great to see. We'll also see Tyrod Taylor. So he's a veteran quarterback who can do well. Let's assume the Packers do put out a good quality product this evening. What will the Pittsburgh Steelers do? Older team, trying to get people to the regular season. But also the conversation about maybe Aaron Rodgers playing in the preseason has popped up a couple times over the last week or so. Would be wild to watch. And would be wild to see. But maybe they end up doing that. And then for the Lions and Bengals, Luke Altmaier. Hey.
Oh, yeah.
Illinois.
Laser Luke. He can do it.
He's at Illinois. People forget. He threw for a lot. Did very
Yes,
well.
did.
Illinois was supposed to be good. Then he got 50-burgered by Indiana at the beginning of the season. But he did a lot for that place. He's going to be playing tonight. So is Josh Dobbs, the Pastronaut, taking on Joey Burrow and Joey Flacco of the Bengals.
Okay. Wow.
Okay, Joey Burrow and the Bengals, obviously him playing is a wild thought, you know, especially because he's taking on Luke Altmaier. So the Detroit Lions aren't playing anybody, but the Bengals are playing their starters. Is that normal? Well, we did a little research. In the McVay tree, Zach Taylor certainly falls from the tree. He was one of the first.
Yeah.
One of the first. Kinda,
Early branch.
yeah, he was an early. He's down there at the bottom.
Yeah.
He's kind of like a fatter branch in there on the McVay tree because he was one of the cup of coffee with McVay. Let's try to get him in here and pay him. That McVay tree, they don't really do a lot of preseason playing. Let's not get a lot of people hurt. But the Cincinnati Bengals have been historically ass to start seasons. So maybe this is a different strategy to have Joey Burrow and the boys play in the preseason. Maybe they get a little bit of a hot start. That can continue because the Bengals are always chasing at the end of the season. That's what it feels like. Hey, they have enough talent. Are they going to be able to do it? Are they going to be able to get it? Just one game out. If they had 2 more weeks of the season, they would have been able to do it. Feels like they're trying to start hot. Maybe this will help that. Anthony Richardson, former number 4 overall quarterback, pick in the NFL draft. Obviously, immense upside. Cannot wait to see what he does. As we got Riley Leonard out of Notre Dame also playing, and formerly of Duke, taking on Tommy Cutledge.
Tommy Cutledge.
I'll tell you what, Tommy Cutledge, preseason football Thursday night.
Yeah.
Count me in.
Show me the money.
The Toxic Table at Boston Connor and Ty Schmidt are here. One half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys AP Tone is here. Boys, I'm happy you got your old school leather helmets. It does feel like it's an old school football day. Let's go to Tommy Cutledge and the Patriots up there. What are your expectations of the boys? Obviously, playing Cutledge is telling you what we're thinking. Joint practices where all the work was done. What is your big takeaway from those first 3 games there, Con Man?
First 3 games are always like, okay, what skill position players are going to play? You know, after we go to the quarterbacks, it's for the Patriots. The big story is the wide receiver room. Is Booty going to be out there? Because we know he's kind of on the block, kind of not on the block, as Mike Reese told us. You think the same thing with like the Packers, the Steelers too. Like, is Pittman going to be out there? Is Golden going to be out there for the Packers? Are some of these guys going to be catching passes? I hope so. Just everybody stay healthy, okay? No injuries today. It's way too early to be getting hurt.
Chargers, Texans, Trey Lance versus Dougie Davis Mills, obviously a stud. Cardinals, Raiders, Kirk Cousins will be getting some snaps. Nando will be in there as well.
Here we go.
Cannot wait to see that. Minshew, obviously, and Carson Beck getting some snaps for the Cardinals. That'll be a fun little quarterback carousel to keep an eye on. And then Titans and Niners is the nightcap. And Cam Ward's playing, which we like. Him and Daboll first time together in his second year. Cam Ward out of Miami, and then Washington State, Incarnate Word.
Yep.
What a stud. What a story. With Daboll, could become something special. Taking on Mac Jones over there for Niners, who we know is more than equipped to kind of handle it all. Ty, I can't help but notice you do have a little different buzz around you. Is it because of the leather helmet you have on? Because Packers are playing tonight? Like Jordan Love's getting some snaps? Why are you kind of running your head into a wall seemingly with excitement about what's possible?
Well, first and foremost, it's football day. And we did that when the World Cup was here and said, like, it's football day. And like, yeah, okay, whatever. It's not. Today is football day. All right. It feels like the NFL's back. And yeah, the Packers are playing a bunch of starters. Matt LaFleur basically said, hey, if you're healthy, expect to play. So, yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see what they look like. It's obviously the Packers look a little different this year than they did last year. And Marshawn Lloyd, is really who I got my eyes on. They drafted him a couple years ago out of USC, running back, very shifty, very explosive, athletic. He has not been able to stay on the field, and they say he has been unbelievable in camp so far, especially with kind of the question marks around Josh Jacobs. So I want to see what he's all about. I don't know who's going to go for the defense. And then, like you said, I mean, it's not a regular season game, so it's not the same, but it'll be fun with all the storylines with McCarthy and Rodgers and all those guys coming back. And I'm sure we'll get some good clips pregame of them.
A lot of handshaking, a lot of laughing.
Exactly.
McCarthy's going to talk about how Green Bay's still home.
Yeah, Thor County.
Yeah, he has house there. Loves going there. That is kind of the way where he went to get away for a year whenever he wasn't coaching, and then obviously would join us once a week from wherever the hell he was bird hunting or duck hunting or coaching a volleyball team or whatever the case is. Happy he's back, award winning. Happy he's back into coaching. So Green Bay's his actual home, and then he's from Pittsburgh. So tonight might be a little emotional for old Mark.
Oh, yeah. Probably.
Even though it's only a preseason game. Let's go to one half of the Hammer.
Dahn.
Cowboys AP Tone. So you guys all wore the helmets, huh?
Yeah. You can feel physicality.
Mimosas with the lads here.
Yeah, ready to go.
Yeah, good brunch with the lads. Yep. Obviously having a good time here, 11 to 1 Eastern. But tonight, it all kicks off. Tone, what are you looking for the Steelers? And also, can we tell the world about our team ride for this evening? Now, obviously, betting on preseason games.
1-0.
Okay.
Yeah.
We are currently
undefeated, bro.
Okay, we are currently 1-0 on team rides in preseason football this year with DraftKings. Our first real football promoted bet in saying, hey, this is what these guys are going with. If you would like to ride alongside of them, we did hit that. Okay? And we will always be thankful for Haynes King. Because the King brought us the crown in the fourth quarter of the Hall of Fame game, and we respect that. But if you're betting on preseason, obviously let's be smart, let's be responsible. If you're of age, certainly come join us. But let's not be assholes here, okay? Let's make sure we're responsible on this entire thing. But our team ride tonight, I like it. I really like it. The old bull and the young calf.
Mm-hmm.
The old bull and the young calf sit atop a hill with a bunch of, all right. 2 team passing touchdowns for the Raiders.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. 4 quarters of preseason football, 2+ team passing touchdowns. Do we think Kirk will be able to score one? Maybe. Do we think Fernando will be able to do it? Maybe. Yes, I do think that's the case. Preseason football, though, anything can happen here. The odds are plus 170. So we are getting very good odds on this.
Hard not to unload the clip.
Yeah, don't, though.
It's hard not want to.
Be responsible, please. Be responsible while you're doing this. I'm talking to you.
I need to hear it. Because
This is
thinking,
preseason football.
I'm looking at my mortgage and I can just
Don't do that. Don't do
He's
not
a new
do
mortgage
that.
guy.
Do not do any of that. You're a married man. I know you're an adult now. Be responsible. This is preseason football. We have no idea what's going to happen. But if you'd like to add a little bit of juice to the game, you would like to have a little bit of excitement, try to follow something alongside the rest of us this evening, the Old Bull and the Young Calf, we think they will each throw for 1, so 2+ touchdowns for the Raiders. At +170 is our team ride. Tone, what else should we be thinking about, and how do you feel about the Old Bull and the Young Calf?
I feel really good about the Old Bull and the Young Calf. Obviously, Kirk is a veteran in this league. They're going to want to show a good outing here. His first time as a Raider, the first time head coach, first time offense together. They're going to want to look good here. Then Mendoza comes in, first overall pick. You know he's going to be great. And if the Old Bull and the Young Calf doesn't get it done, Aiden O'Connell's probably going to get some time, and he has started football games in the NFL. Okay, he's not some schlub off the streets and in the fourth quarter here. So I like it a lot here. And then for the
we like it responsibly enough.
Yeah.
It's a preseason game.
I like it a lot.
I like it a lot.
We are.
I mean, we saw Kenny and Haynes King go up and down the field on this
a good
Cardinals
point.
defense. So we'll see. We'll see. But for the Steelers tonight, I don't want to see Aaron Rodgers at all. I don't want to see Mason Rudolph at all. I'd like to see Bill Howard, and Drew Allard slinging the rock, half each. I want to see the young guys. Aaron doesn't need to be out there, especially because Michael Pittman and DK are not playing. They have already been ruled out. So what is the point of Aaron being in there? We will see tonight in that situation. But as far as like the other games, and if you're talking in a gambling angle, the Bengals have quite a bit of an edge. Rookie versus Burrow and Flacco in a situation like that. AR and DeVito, not a lot of edge there. Those are two proven studs in that situation.
Yeah.
And then the Texans, Davis Mills.
That's crazy. to
And
think
Trey
about.
Lance. You might think that's an even matchup.
Dougie Mills is
It's
a
not,
guy.
but
Douglas can play.
But also there's a guy. No, I'm not going to bury someone in the preseason. But I like the Texans in this one.
All right. As we continue to chit-chat about the full preseason slate this evening, as it is football.
It's football day.
Are you guys going to wear those the entire brunch?
I don't know.
For
This thing
sure.
itching.
I don't.
Big time.
I know.
Mine ain't coming off.
I'm going to be honest. Yours riding a little bit lower than everybody else's, so I think that one's just been bopping off your nose. You're going to look like A.J. Hawk by the end of this thing, okay, with that amount of
Lucky.
All right, let's go to people that might know a little bit more about all these games. Let's do a little Feel the Beat session with people that'll be calling the games this evening. Let's head up to Detroit, ladies and gentlemen. A man who is obviously a Super Bowl champion. He's also now a preseason TV analyst.
Ooh,
Not on the sideline anymore, guys in a booth.
Okay.
A little bit of respect for this man. Ladies and gentlemen, Lions, Bengals tonight. You can hear it from this man, TJ Lane.
Yeah, T.
How you doing, TJ?
Good to be back, fellas. I'm doing
Jesus.
better. I mean, I'm in Ohio currently, which is a awful state. We all know that. So
The worst.
Is there an earthquake happening right now? Jeez Louise, you're good.
I won't say that.
it wasn't an earthquake, but I'll tell you what. Flying in here yesterday,
early
that
onset?
nightmare.
I'm worried about you. Who's holding the phone? Is this you holding this phone right now?
Yeah, because I'm in the corner of like this hotel suite. I don't really have a good angle. Am I shaking a little bit? I had a rough night last night. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can see the rough night. Yeah, I can feel it. We're all experiencing it right now. I'm with you. Yeah.
Shaking a little bit.
Shaking like a leaf.
Like when you fly on these NFL planes, Pat, like these guys are all ex-Air Force, right? Like they fly through anything. And it was supposed to be a 45-minute flight yesterday. We were up in the air for about 4 hours, had to land in Louisville to refuel a little bit. And we got here a little bit late, but no, it's good, man. Football's back. I love the helmets on the boys, by the way. Ty looks like he could have played guard back in like the 50s.
Hell yeah.
Connor, you look like you could still play nose tackle in today's NFL.
Gosh, you were scratching me where I is.
Yeah, I think he called you fat there, but I don't know if that's what that
I'll
was.
take it.
Yeah, whatever the case.
I'm sorry I had to miss your wedding, buddy, but I hope you got the gift I sent you.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. A whole pile of poop.
Oh, Picasso. Okay, hey, TJ, let's chit-chat a little bit about that 4-hour news. Seems like breaking news to me. I did not know that was happening. Happy everybody's safe. I assume that MCDC is just going to utilize this as another chance to kind of go through some adversity, team building, all that type of stuff. But what is kind of the thoughts on who's going to play tonight for the Lions? Because for the Bengals, you got Joe Burrow and the starters playing. We think this is new for Zach Taylor because how slow they normally start. I mean, they're normally like terrible starters to the season, so they're going to let them play. Who knows how long, but just get them some reps. For Detroit, I mean, Luke Altmaier, that seems like hey, we're not letting anybody get hurt in these types of games. Is that how we should be viewing it from the Lions side? And what is your thoughts as ex-player Super Bowl champion on how it should all go?
Yeah, I don't really have an opinion on what the right way or the wrong way is to do it. I think Dan Campbell is he's always very in tune of, how the practices look, how the starters look. Hey, if we're being, having some sloppy practices, maybe we need to get out there and play a few series in these games. But I think he's been happy with the way the starters have been playing. So you're going to see a lot of young guys, and I think some guys. Obviously, we're going to see Blake Miller, first round pick. Everybody always wants to see the new guys come in and what they look like. And he's going to be going against Cincinnati starters. So heck of an opportunity for him to make a first impression, under the lights. And, some other guys on defense, some other additions, whether Devin White's pretty new here, but that guy, man, he has had a heck of a career. I know things didn't go well for him maybe in Philly a couple years ago, but he was a hell of a player in Tampa Bay. I think he's a guy that I'm excited to watch tonight on that defensive side. Making a pass breakup. He's been playing really good. I know they're excited about him, but I think for me, Pat, like the older I got, the less I probably felt like I needed to play preseason games, but you always appreciated it because you can't, whether it's joint practices or training camp, you can't simulate the adrenaline and the rush that you're going to feel on game day. You just can't do it. It's impossible. So I was always thankful for, getting some snaps and getting that first live bull rush where they can actually hit your quarterback like they can't do in quarterback and like having your ass on the line. So I would be shocked if we don't see Detroit starters at some point this preseason just because they're not doing the joint practices. But we're not going to see really any of them tonight.
And what are you doing? You're on color commentary in the booth?
Yeah, so preseason last year I started doing the TV for the preseason. So the TV is usually run by the team, and then they put it out in the local affiliates and whatnot. So last year was my first year bumping over to the TV side of things, and did okay enough to get asked to do it again today. So,
Yeah, I think you're good. I think you're a good talker.
The reason this is normally on radio, but
Don't do that.
No, I think it looks good.
Don't do that.
I think you're an offensive lineman, so you're obviously not like you don't have a model build, but that beard looks sharp right now.
Yeah.
I think it's locked in.
Fresh haircut. I don't want to take the hat.
Whoa.
Looks
Keep the hat on.
good.
Keep the hat on. Yeah.
I got some work to do before 7 o'clock tonight up there. But yeah, we got a fresh shave, we got a fresh cut. So,
You and me are both
good there, buddy.
You and me are both similar Caucasoids, where we have the redder complexions. So
Irish. Yep.
Yeah, super. In the sun. Wow, it's always working. But I cook from the inside and the outside, I think. So, I don't know. Everybody always, why is this guy so red? It's like, I've been asking that for a long time. I don't get it either. You should see how bad it hurts whenever I'm outside in the sun with the red. It's the entirety. But it is nice to know that I'm not alone in this entire journey of...
I drink a lot, too, so that's probably part of it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Nice.
4 hours on a plane?
I can't wait. Yeah, 4 hours on a plane, circling around. Gnarly.
Oh, yeah.
Gnarly.
Beer cans.
Yeah. Clang.
You got to do what you got to do. You're away from the players, right? These players weren't about to
He was Wade Boggs.
any of the shenanigans, right? These players.
No.
Yeah, okay.
You learn when you go to the radio TV side of things. You're in seat 60F. You're nowhere near the front where the important people are.
Ty has the last question for you here, TJ.
Yeah, TJ, we may see the starters later in the preseason, but what have you seen so far from Drew Petzing? Like, is the offense going to look much different? How much of that will we be able to see tonight with Luke Altmaier? And how have, Jared Goff and kind of the other first-team guys, how have they kind of acclimated to the new offense?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a ton difference. I mean, Dan Campbell's obviously a very heavy offensive-minded coach, so he's still going to have his footprints on really everything they do. But, we were in a production meeting yesterday with Coach Campbell, and he just said Drew Petzing and Jared Goff are perfect for each other, right? Like, they're exactly what each other needs. They both challenge each other. They're both very high IQ individuals that are always coming up with solutions to problems, whatever they might be. I think the Lions lacked that a little bit on offense last year when it came to the small details. A lot of simple, alignment penalties and whatnot, and guys just not being in the right spot. It sounds like it's on a much better track right now. And look, I think that offensive coordinator, call it play caller, quarterback relationship is the most important relationship in that building, because those guys have to be in unison. They have to be on the same page. They have to keep each other accountable. They have to always challenge each other to, hey, how can we make it even better, right? And it sounds like, I know I don't want to overreact. We're only a couple weeks into camp, but the returns on Drew Petzing and his leadership style and what he's brought to this offense, a little bit more stability than maybe they had last year. It sounds like it's going to be a really good thing. So I'm excited to see just how his process plays out. Starting tonight. I know it's preseason football, but and we're not going to see Jared Goff. But I'm excited to see, maybe some new wrinkles that Drew Petzing is going to bring to this offense.
Everything I see from Goff, I like him. This is his entire story, obviously, traveling up there. I like that he hates the social media team doing the goofy bullshit and making them look bad.
Love it.
I love that. And by the way, we called this earlier. There's an epidemic with bad social media teams that don't know ball and make their players look terrible. Jalen Hurts is the most recent.
Jalen Hurts, yeah.
But the social media team admin, look at these numbers, man. This is ad win, 15 million views. I saw this morning. And obviously they're making somebody else look good. I get that you're doing that, but it's like your quarterback gets murdered. He's the face of your franchise. He gets killed for just exactly that there. And then you just, the team actually takes the guy and just goes, hey, internet, we got right what you're looking for.
Get him.
Go ahead. He looks like a ham and cheese.
Pastrami on rye.
The internet did its thing, and it's like, great play by Quinion, of course, but like, what are we doing on the other side? Ad winning, from the social admin, which we respect. All right, TJ, thank you so much, brother.
Thanks, boys.
Hey, get some water.
I need it.
Maybe nap.
Yeah, nap.
Nap. Oh, and he left.
Yeah, he's going to bed.
Go take a shit, probably.
Or puke.
Yeah, one of the two.
I mean, 4 hours on a plane
crazy.
where they're telling you this thing's going to be a bit gnarly. This thing's going to be a bit gnarly.
45-minute expectation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a short flight.
Yeah, and if there was access to things on that plane, which I assume there was, I assume TJ, from our understanding, certainly. Hey, isn't there
I need 10 more.
I'm nervous.
I got a big game tomorrow.
Yeah.
This is for the good of me or whatever. I would like to see everybody's reaction on that. Nobody's talking about that. Lions players were on their plane last night for 4 hours when it was expected.
First time I've seen that.
Landed in Louisville, and then they hopped over to Cincinnati. Now, Louisville, Cincinnati, obviously, Cincinnati is on the Kentucky border. But still, that's a different entire thing. That's a big deal. Yeah, something to think about. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is an absolute stallion, Super Bowl champion. It was just announced he's part of the Monday Night Countdown crew alongside NFL Live, and you see him all over TV. His brother also dominant on television and the football field. Ladies and gentlemen, Jason McCourty.
Hey, Jason.
What's happening?
You're up in New England right now?
I'm up in beautiful Foxborough, Pat.
Okay, that looks like there was a game I used to play. It was like a mailman. You drive through like a neighborhood.
Paperboy.
Yeah, and it was like,
there you go.
That is exactly, I think, like as soon as you popped up there, I saw you on my little screen here. I'm like, that feels like one of those houses that we would drive and throw the entire, hey, look at you. Hey, let's go.
Hell yeah.
Let's go. Absolutely crush it. Pumped for you with Monday Night Countdown. Pumped for everything you're doing. Let's dive into tonight. You're calling the Patriots-Colts game. This is a battle between Tommy Cutledge and Anthony Richardson, and then Riley Leonard will get in. I don't think I know who else
Baron Morton from Texas Tech.
Okay, Baron Stud.
Yeah.
Okay, no, he's won a lot of football games. Good for him. What are you looking forward to tonight in this second year with Vrabel, McDaniels, Drake May? What are you kind of expecting from tonight, and what has it felt like going forward this year with this Patriots team?
Well, for one, with DeVito, he no longer goes by Tommy Cutlets. Vrabel and himself let us know it is just 2 Chainz. Tommy 2 Chainz. That's the only nickname he goes
she's
by.
Tommy 2 Chainz.
Okay.
Tommy 2 Chainz. He got the 2 Chainz on everywhere he goes. But, man, this Patriots team, everybody's talked about the schedule is going to be harder, all of that stuff. This is a team that has gotten better. Drake May, only in his second year with Josh McDaniels, he now understands this offense and the why behind every single play. And I haven't even mentioned the fact that they've added an absolute stud on the outside in A.J. Brown. He's been going at it with Christian Gonzalez all training camp. The trash talking, all of that going on. The Patriots probably have the deepest wide receiver room in the entire NFL. They almost have more receivers than they can find to do with guys like Kayshon Boutte, Pop Douglas, and all of the guys, including Romeo Dobbs. So this is a team that feels like, hey, we made it to the Super Bowl last year, but Braves told us the road to success is always under construction. So they're getting right back to business and they're grinding it out.
There's obviously a lot of conversations about Boutte on whether or not he'll get traded out or end up somewhere else with how deep that wide receiver room is. And we talked about, AJ A.J. Brown and Gonzo were battling every day for the beginning of camps, and there was pushing and shoving, allegedly. We love hearing that. And then the first clips we saw from the joint practice was A.J. Brown just cooking, and the wide receivers cooking our DBs. Sauce got cooked on this. I think he even said, one-on-one rep. Then the rest of practice, from my understanding, even though the Colts social media didn't let us know this in real time, I guess the Colts started playing a lot better as well. What has been the conversation about the Colts-Patriots joint practices, and where do they kind of stand amongst the AFC, if you will?
Extremely competitive. To your point, the Colts offense had a good day. The defense felt like for New England, they walked off that field like we left a lot out there. There was a lot more plays to be made. The offense on the other side for New England felt really good about some of the plays. But this goes back to the social media of all of it. Sauce Gardner gives up a damn curl in practice in one-on-one, and everyone goes nuts. It's a curl. It's a 12-yard route. You tackle a guy, and you get up, and you play the next down. I think both of these teams in the AFC are going to be super competitive. I think New England is still going to be a contender to make it back to the Super Bowl. What I was fascinated about, my brother was up at the practice a day ago, and he said Daniel Jones looked like he never had surgery before. He was just like, he was out there absolutely throwing dimes, moving around great. He was like, you would have never known that this guy was coming off an Achilles injury. So I know that fires you up.
Yeah, I'd say. Yeah, because his mobility is the thing. You know, you look at him, you hear him talk. He's from Duke. You think to yourself, okay, white bread here, not going to be able to move. That's not the case at all. He is a big part of his game is being able to be mobile, take hits, and extend plays, let alone just outrunning people. He is always hitting his rushing over. Now, you say always, and especially nowadays, Daniel Jones hits his over on a regular basis rushing. And for us last year, he was running, throwing. Our offense was number one in the damn league. And then he breaks his leg, and then he tears his Achilles. And then Sauce Gardner, we just had a comedy of misfortune down the stretch. But I like to hear that you're saying it's competitive with the New England Patriots.
Wow. Yeah.
Speaking of the Patriots, Boston Connor has a question for you, Mr. McCourty.
Yeah, Jason, always an honor. Thank you for that pass breakup against the Rams in the Super Bowl. That'll go down as legendary forever. But speaking of the team this year, it feels like a huge part of the Patriots is running the football. And Trevion Henderson kicked off the preseason last year with a kick return. It was awesome. Felt like we had a guy. And now the Pats have signed a couple running backs, free agents the last couple of days, and people are kind of questioning Trevion Henderson being the guy this year. What is the status of kind of the Ramondre Stevenson, Trevion Henderson duo? Is that going to be a split backfield? Is that going to be Henderson and Stevenson? What are you kind of thinking there, and what are you hearing?
I think it's going to continue to be Ramondre Stevenson as the lead back for them. But I think as Trevion Henderson continues to come along, I think people don't realize there's more to understanding and performing at that running back position than just getting a handoff and running through a hole. It's understanding how to read blocks. The other side of it is the pass protection piece of it all. And I think for a rookie, it's hard to come in right away and understand blitz pickups, the communication between the quarterback. I think it's going to continue to be Stevenson as the lead back. But I think as Henderson continues to master this offense, is going to be more and more on his plate. Like, he is a home run waiting to happen when he gets on the football field and when he's in that backfield. But I think what we've seen throughout training camp was them using him as a receiver, catching the ball out of the backfield and using his speed for mismatches against some of these linebackers. That's always been Josh McDaniel's specialty, mismatches, and he finds way to get guys on islands to be able to create that separation.
We appreciate the hell out of you, man. Good luck tonight. Good luck this season, and we'll see you down the road.
Anytime, man. Good to see you, Pat.
Hey, you're super fit, man.
Yeah.
It's outrageous. It looks like your jaw has muscles. You know, like you are just absolutely jacked.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's the Jamaican in me. It just is born that way.
Oh, Bumba Clot Rude Boy. We appreciate the hell out of you. Man, ladies and gentlemen, Jason McCourty.
Yeah, Jason.
All right, I love that. I'm happy for him, man.
Yeah.
Him and his brother both.
Yeah.
Because they were internet guys. They were doing internet stuff. Then obviously get TV commercials. And then now, you know, Sunday Night Football, Football Night in America, and Monday Night Countdown.
Pretty good.
That's a cool thing.
Yeah,
very, 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 very happy for them. Okay, let's go to a big conversation piece. There was a head coach in Miami. He's considered this like super genius offense. He gets fired.
Yeah.
Guess where he goes?
Where?
Los Angeles Chargers.
City of Stars.
Wow.
With a quarterback that is allegedly, haven't got to see it in the biggest games yet, 3 different head coaches, allegedly could be the one. And the clips out of camp, Seems like they're a really good relationship. And also, he's really happy right now.
He's very happy.
What?
The happiest you've ever seen, you could argue. Smitten is the word.
He is smitten.
Smitten,
Yeah, but that arm is smoking.
Yeah, it is.
So he's smitten and he's smoking.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, a man is going to be on the call for this evening. An absolute stud. You can move the sticks with him. You can hear him at the combine. He has every single What's that?
I mean, I wish I could move the sticks with him. All I'm hearing is a freaking robot now.
Oh, yeah. Mr. AI calling the Chargers versus the Texans tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't spell his name without AI. Daniel Jeremiah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
How's it going,
Daniel
boys?
Jeremiah. That is what your name is. What happened there? Can you explain quickly what happened? Because that came into our radar yesterday where I guess this is the thing that's happening now. I guess we should have assumed this. People are just typing in podcasts into AI and then just sending it out there, and random weird voices are saying weird things for the podcast. And it was Daniel Jeremiah's podcast.
It was. Really threw me for a loop.
Yeah, because we're looking forward to learning.
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah. So what happened? Can you explain quickly what took place there and how this new world is rather wild?
Sure. Yeah. So when this whole merger happened, ESPN, NFL Network. So I'm going over on the ESPN side under still NFL Network, but off the digital stuff. And Bucky's staying on the digital side with the NFL and writing and doing all his content. So the podcast was going to come to a close there. I'm a podcasting free agent. I'll have that announced, I think, next week of where that is.
Wow.
So the Move the Sticks feed, it was still there, and they dropped some content in there, which was a guy named Shoppy who does a good job, does all the YouTube videos, but they just didn't announce who it was, and so it confused a lot of people, and it still had our artwork and our name on there, and so it ended up being like a firestorm. I just had my first grandbaby, Pat, and I'm literally holding a grandbaby, and I'm trying to I don't know I'm just like, is this AI? I'm like, what the heck are you guys talking about? I have no idea what's going on at this point in time.
Well, I want to let you know, I'm sorry that in that moment holding your grandbaby, you're having to deal with modern technology, but also pretty gangster that's kind of how that grandbaby came into life. Welcome to the new world, kid.
Yeah.
Might be AI as a podcast. Your dad, your grandpa, okay, your father's father here has an opportunity, or mom. What are you, which side?
Daughter's daughter.
Okay, so your mother's father here is a man who is so good, people are trying to rip him off. You know, that's a fun story. Congratulations on being a podcasting free agent.
Yeah, no, I think that's coming. That announcement's coming next week. I did get the name, so it'll be Move the Sticks, just kind of as I've always done it, and it'll be a little bit of a solo mission, and we'll have a new home next week, hopefully.
Okay, well, congratulations on all of that. And me saying Move the Sticks while you were talking about all this, I thought to myself, yikes, okay, you'd probably not move the sticks. Happy you are
Still Move the Sticks. Still Move the Sticks.
Hell yeah.
Just trying to get a first down here. That's all we're trying to do. All right, Mr. Jeremiah, let's talk about this game tonight. Let's talk about this relationship between Herbert and McDaniel. So we saw the clip on social of him talking to Jim Harbaugh, McDaniel that is, and saying, like, you have to have an absolute howitzer to make this play happen or whatever. So then it's a roll it to the left, throw back to the right sideline, I guess, and it's on a rope, obviously, which most of Justin Herbert's throws are. And you see McDaniel get super excited. The immediate reaction from everybody on the internet was like, oh, McDaniel's starting to realize that he has like an actual physical specimen as a quarterback. Not that Tua wasn't a phenomenal ball thrower, phenomenal timing route guy for him. They did amazing things together down in Miami, but it does feel like McDaniel's learning in real time just what Justin Herbert is. Remember, he can kick a field goal if he has to. He can punt if he has to. This guy can do it all. How do you feel about that relationship, and what should we expect as this thing continues to blossom, you think?
I'm excited to see it, man. Once we get it all together, I just think of like a master playbook, right? And you need like a different code to access different portions of the playbook. And McDaniel, we acknowledge, the creativity and how good a job he's done, but he's never had the access codes to some of the plays he's going to be able to call and run with Justin. So when you get that creativity, almost like an artist, and then you pair him with a enormous canvas, I mean, I'm excited to see what they end up painting. And I would also add on top of that, like, guys, get ready for this game. I know we won't see the guys tonight, the main guys, but when you look at this Chargers team, Pat, you're literally adding 2 all-pro level tackles. They went to the playoffs last year without either one of them. Now you add both those, you add the creativity, you get Omari and Hampton healthy for a whole season, and the guy you see leaping up and catching this ball right now, Ladd McConkey, in my opinion, was put on this earth to play in this offense. Like, he's going to go nuts.
Okay, so Lad McConkey about to have a Julian Edelman, Wes Welker, Danny Amendola type season. Is that what Lad's going to do, or is Lad going to be open and stretching the field? Or is he got option routes? We got option routes at about 5-6 yards where he can just kind of cook everybody whenever he wants to. What are you expecting?
Yeah, run after catch. He's going to give you so much of that where you're getting, in the past where they might have been conversions, it's 3rd and 6, and you're getting the conversion, you're happy with the 8 yards. The ball's going to come out so quick, and he can separate and uncover so quick. He's going to have an opportunity to turn those, 8-yard gains into 20, 30-yard gains. There's going to be a lot of run after catch explosives where, Justin with his big arm can access deep down the field and go over the top. They're going to get explosives without having to even drive the ball as far down the field.
We were talking to Dan Orlovsky last week. We were talking to Dan Orlovsky last week about this offense that McDaniel runs, about the timing and things, and the type of ball in which he throws. I think because he has such a cannon, he's going to be able to be a little bit slow maybe on his reads at the beginning of the season. His arm might be able to catch up with his brain at some point. When do we think he'll be able to get a full grasp of what this offense could be, or we just never know what the full grasp is ever going to be because McDaniel has a never-ending playbook for this guy?
Well, I think he's getting it quick. I mean, I was out there at training camp, and I saw, more back foot, ball gone throws from Justin where it was just timing. That you see these incredible plays. I mean, I've called all these plays. They're all kind of rolling back through my head. So many of them are where he's buying time or he's throwing across his body like these incredible throws. But they're just baking in some easier completions for him to complement those. So he looked pretty darn comfortable in it in what I saw. I'm sure it'll get better as the year goes along. But I'm trying to not get too carried away here, but I don't think this is, you got to wait till mid-season to see how this thing looks. I think they'll come out the gate ready to go.
I love that. Can't wait for that. And that is what is expected out of Justin Herbert, by the way, especially now that he's in love.
Yeah, bingo.
He's in love publicly. I love that for him. We're excited for Justin Herbert. Now let's go to the other side of the ball here, the Texans. C.J. Stroud showed up to camp. It was a big conversation. It wasn't a good conversation, especially with how last year playoffs ended for C.J. Stroud. And obviously, C.J. has been very good, led them to the playoffs multiple times. They won the AFC South. C.J. has been great, but he's had some bad moments. And then off the field, there's people saying they lost potentially all of his aura somehow. I don't like that because we love C.J. Stroud. But as you look at the Texans, I don't know how much film you're studying for these preseason games or how much you're kind of diving into them. What is your expectation for DeMeco Ryans and the boys down there in Houston, who we know can certainly be a contender if they're able to play good football because of how good their defense is, right? Is that the thought?
Yeah, look, I think it's the best defense in the league, and I think the offense, they've made some changes along the offensive line. They get that young receiving group they had last year, kind of growing up to go along with the veteran solid pieces they have. I think it's an A-tier AFC team. I think they're right there in it. And that's, of all the teams I've seen, the defenses I've seen over the last few years, seeing them up close and personal, that felt like the most violent group. Those 49er defenses of a few years back really, really felt that way. I know Seattle obviously hoisted the trophy last year, but that group is violent, man. It is a physical group. And CJ, I don't know, he looks like he's in good shape. I know he got a haircut, but he looks like he's lean and maybe move around a little bit more now with the shape he's in.
I'll be excited to see how active he is. Obviously a phenomenal athlete. That is something that you can't question. I hope he plays his best ball because a lot of people have been very loud talking about him. And I don't think it was the haircut. I think it was what he's wearing. I think it just was not an ad win by the admin.
No.
It was a social media blunder, I believe, even letting it hit the internet. They should have got a casual, I think it was.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think it was everything. But on that note, that's how comfortable and confident this guy is.
For sure.
That's how he moseys into it.
You know who that is? That's the guy that you're playing pickup, and he's like the fourth pick, and he never leaves the court. That's what that is. That's what that guy is.
You're talking about Billy Ho. Yeah. I know who you're talking about. Exactly. I know exactly who you're talking about, Billy Ho. But that's also a man who's very comfortable, I think. I'm excited to watch the Houston Texans. They're definitely top 2 in the AFC South, I'd say.
You would think.
I would say at this point, top 2.
Hey, dude. Your quarterback's healthy, man. I'm hearing good things. I'm excited to see what that looks like, moving around a little bit.
Yeah, Jason McCourty told us that Devin McCourty was up at practice and said that Daniel Jones looks like he didn't even have surgery. It's like, okay, we're back. We're the best team in football for 10 weeks. And it seems like we just ran that thing exactly back. That's happening tonight. Packers-Steelers is happening tonight. There's also plenty of other storylines developing around all of it. Go ahead, Con Man.
Yeah, DJ, we got an answer on one QB competition with Minnesota, but there's still a couple going on. One of them, not sure how much it's health related in Atlanta with Tua versus Penix, and then of course in Cleveland where it's kind of Deshaun versus Shador. Is there either of those stick out to you between those two in Cleveland and Atlanta? And what are you hearing when it comes to where the lean kind of is for those QBs?
Yeah, my expectation for all of them was that it's just easier to go veteran to rookie than to go the other way. So I feel like all these things end up trending in that direction. We'll see. I think Deshaun Watson goes first in Cleveland, and then we'll see what that looks like with him and Shador. But it just feels like I think we'll see both of them there, but I think Watson gets the first crack at it. And then you look at Tua just from a health perspective with Penix, that made more sense as well. But, I mean, that situation – there's no way one of those guys runs the table. I mean, they both unfortunately had a history and a track record of, some durability.
No more injuries.
So,
DJ, we decided yesterday no more injuries to anybody in the NFL.
That's it?
Yep. Yeah.
That's good news. I got to write that one down because that'll probably change some of my thoughts on the upcoming season.
Well, it already sounds like your negativity might fuck it all up from what it sounded like. Because we need
Pat, have you seen how good the Padres are playing? I have zero negativity in my soul right now. We are on fire.
Hot.
Oh, Slam Diego's back?
Yeah. Jackson Merrill's just
Jackson Merrill's hitting better than anybody in baseball. Tatis is back. We're good.
Have you ran into the Miz yet? Because I would like to see how that
goes.
They're
beating the shit out
We
of
just swept the team that he plays for. We just polished up a 3-game sweep of those guys. I don't know if you
Did the Miz play?
Bitch.
No, we missed him. He didn't want that.
Yeah. Seems to be a nice little operation over there. Get in whenever the Miz is in his little stuff. Okay, smart. Just know that we got a problem with
we couldn't put the wild card up there. We got to put us 90 million games behind the Dodgers. We're in the wild card spot. Jiminy Christmas.
The Padres right there in second in the NL West, 65 and 57. Just only 8 games behind the Los Angeles Dodgers out there in the National League West. Okay, let alone the rest of them. Just in the National League, they're 8 games behind.
Just reeled in the Phillies, just reeled in the D-backs, but we don't have that board apparently. That's terrible.
Hey, listen, these are stats that MLB's putting out. Okay, you got a problem? Go to ESPN.com. Maybe you can find some different stuff. Also, I want to let everybody know, Skino's just fine.
Is that right?
I don't know. That picture was concerning.
Skino is just
fine.
That
wasn't real.
I've seen some.
We're done with baseball. Okay?
Okay, you're right.
Yeah, you
It's
said
what?
You said it.
It's what?
It's football.
It's football day.
Thank you.
It is football.
So I don't need you doing the shit you just did either. We got a whole slate of preseason games tonight, and all of a sudden we're talking about what? Skino right now?
I love it.
He's
love
back.
Pat, how do you know this is the real me? You can't blame this on me, man. You don't know.
It's kind of scary.
DJ, easy.
That is kind of scary, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're going to have to demand in Thunderdome appearances from folks
Yeah.
at all times in the future. Because people do the fake background already for those Zoom calls, right? Who's that guy with the massive tush? Remember that guy?
Oh, yeah, and he was acting like he was in the office, and he was like rollerblading down the street and stuff.
Yeah. He wasn't acting like he was. He was.
Well, right.
Yeah, it wasn't even a question. People would start doing that to us, just popping AI in there.
Have to destroy the sticks.
They tried to take the sticks down. They tried to steal the sticks too, and kind of hijack that thing. Little they know he's a free agent in the podcasting game. Yep. That had to be a fun little thing for you, actually, if you wanted to commit to it full time. I don't know what your commitment level is to a podcast and versus everything else you got going on. Anytime you're a free agent in anything, that's good news. So congratulations to you. We hope that ends up great. Let's get back to football.
Yeah.
Don't give me that yeah. Okay.
Let's go. We're ready.
I hope Padres lose every game going forward. I hope Padres lose every game going forward. I don't mean that. I like the Slam Diego team, actually. It's a lot of fun. And also,
Mason Miller's a Pittsburgh guy. Come on, Pat.
We were trying to get him out of there, actually, during the trade deadline. Sorry to everybody over there. You guys have a great city. We understand it. You love it. But also, Mason Miller coming back to Pittsburgh would have been nice. That was never going to happen.
No.
That was never going to happen. We were acting like, done with baseball. Yeah. Let's move along. Ty has a question for you.
Yeah, DJ, so we talked about a couple of the teams in the AFC South, but a lot of people are bullish on the Titans. And we're going to see Cam Ward a little bit tonight in the nightcap against the 49ers. What are your expectations for him just overall this year with his first year under Dable? Like, are you expecting him to take a pretty big jump? Because I think a lot of people are.
Yeah, I was out there and for practice and got a chance to visit with him and got a chance to visit with Dable, all the guys there. He's very confident. The talent is all there. Like he can make incredible plays, incredible throws. And I think Tate's presence there, when I was there was so much heat on him and so much buzz on him. He catches everything. We got a chance to visit with him as well. He's an impressive dude. I think he's my pick for offensive rookie of the year. I think he's going to have a massive year. So to me, there's some pieces that are still missing on defense. I think they're going to be better there. Jeffrey Simmons is a freak show. I mean, he's in unbelievable shape. He's there. It's blistering hot. He's wearing long sleeves. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, that's just, I like to feel it. I'm like, this guy's different. Okay, he's wired a little bit different. Yeah. But he's going to have a monster year. I think they're still pieces away, but they're going to be a fun watch, and I think you do see Cam Ward take a jump.
I think so, too. I think Dayball and him are a perfect match. After getting a chance to learn about Dayball a little bit, he's dog, too.
Yeah.
So Cam talking his shit, Dayball loves that. Remember, he wanted Malik Neighbors with the Giants strictly because he is a dog. So, like, Cam Ward, from all accounts, is a shit-talking beast, right? Isn't that kind of what everybody calls him? Incredibly talented dog of a quarterback. Dayball might actually be like the perfect match for him. Now, do they have enough pieces to be able to keep up with everybody else? Because obviously whenever you're rebuilding a franchise, basically, there's not just one position or two positions you need. But I like the momentum it seems like the Tennessee Titans have. Unless they lose the first 4 out of 5 games, then we go, same old Titans. Which would suck for them down in Nashville with DJ.
I think they're going to be okay, man. I think that, look, there's still pieces to add to the offensive line going forward. I think they know that. I do love Skoronski. I was glad to see he got his deal done. And then defensively, I think in the back end, you can continue to add and build. But they're better, man. The roster's better. There's just a different vibe there. I was there for camp last year, and I think there was a lot of hoping and wishing, and I feel like they've extended beyond that this year.
That's the most absurd NFL play we've seen in some time. He just scrambled. What the hell? Okay, now I'm going to throw. 53 1/3 is the width of the field, okay? So obviously, if you're out by the numbers, I think you're at so he's like probably 48 and a half, and then he goes all the way back, running against it, fade away, throw back to the other side, probably 40 yards across field. Probably. Let alone 15 yards downfield. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. You do the Pythagorean theorem. This guy's doing a fadeaway, 55-yard throw kind of into a bucket. It's an absolutely absurd thing. He is a ridiculous talent. He knows it. I think his teammates love him. Will the Titans ever be able to be good? Will he be able to ever become system QB? That was kind of the thing about Caleb Williams. Can he get into Ben Johnson's system? Ben Johnson said that Caleb was nowhere near in the system last year. Even whenever they were winning games late, he was like, our quarterback needs to play better, is going to play better as he continues to learn it. And then allegedly, he said something along the lines of, we want to be the highest scoring offense in the history of the NFL. Denver, I believe, had 38 points a game.
Yeah, and then there was a team in 1950 who had 39 or something like that. But yeah, Denver.
Modern NFL,
yeah
38 points a game in 2013. I remember Peyton Manning leaves the Colts to go do that in Denver as he breaks a bunch of records after coming back from maybe never being able to move or feel his fingers again with all the shit that was happening with his neck, which is crazy. But that's a lofty goal, obviously. And we've seen Ben Johnson do what he did in Detroit. You would assume that they were up near 28 points a game, 30 points a game.
I believe that was the top 10 scoring offense of all time, I think.
Yeah, so he's been able to do it in the past. Caleb Williams, obviously, we all see the incredible upside. What are your thoughts on what Caleb is going to become, and what do you think Ben Johnson is looking for from him in the offense to become the all-time leading scoring offense in NFL history?
I'm in, man. I'm all in on Caleb. I'm all in on the Bears. I feel like there's been some reluctance on them where people are like, oh, well, no, they're going to take a step back, or Caleb, you're not going to see him evolve. He's never going to be able to play on schedule. That's not who he is. I don't believe that at all. I think the steps he took last year, and look, it wasn't like he was playing on schedule. This obviously was not on schedule, this play. No. But it wasn't like he was on schedule 100% of the time, but it was improved vastly from year 1 to year 2. And I think now having command of this offense, I think, get Luther Burden healthy back out there. Once the season gets rolling, he's going to be a massive impact player to go along with second-year tight end and Loveland, who's going to be better. They're so young at so many of these spots. I think they are. The only thing for me on terms of chasing records and those things, I don't know if weather's their friend there. That's not, that's not playing indoors in Detroit. Indiana. Are they going to be the Indiana Bears?
No, don't read that. No. Think about a politician, just in general, being to hell with the entire city of Chicago. Like, I don't think any politician is going to force it. I mean, granted, we have not reached out to the governor to ask him that direct question, but I think our incredible assumption would be Indiana would be very excited to have Chicago Bears be a part of that area up there. So there was a tweet that went mega viral last night that people said the name Indiana will be involved in the name or something like that. It's like, okay. We got to watch that. We got to watch what's going on because people are getting real worked up about
Big time.
Pissed.
And I could understand that, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't think the Indiana people, as somebody that lives in Indiana, I don't think the state of Indiana is like, yeah, we want the name. I don't think there's a lot of people doing it. It would be a stupid war for politicians to start, I believe, with both Chicago, which is they're trying to do business with, right? That we would like the Bears fans to be coming. That's kind of a huge part of it.
A massive
part of it is like,
the biggest part of it.
We got a lot of space for you here. We got this entire thing, but we don't want to piss you off. Like, we're just trying to make this a better experience as opposed to a worse experience, I think. So I don't know what's real.
Hey, Pat.
Go ahead.
If they don't want to win championships, though, they go to Bloomington. Is that how that works?
We had him on, Mr. McClellan, I believe.
You really?
Yeah, we had him on the show today. He said it was a one-liner that just didn't land. But he was talking to his base. You know, he was talking to his base. That wasn't supposed to be a national thing. But there was a lot of people saying he didn't know that Indiana won. So I did ask him that. I'm like, you did know? Yeah, I was there with my kid. Yeah, I was an athletic director of Rice whenever I understand that they won. I was just trying to. I think he's going to do good things, but he came in trying to fire them up. I don't know if academically they're going to be able to get everything that you potentially need, but they got a lot of money. They got astronauts coming out of it.
Top 10 alumni network.
Okay, as we pivot to college, last question here from AP Tone.
Yeah, DJ, I can't remember a season that I'm more excited for, and I think it's because I just wrote down a list here. Dante Moore, Sane, Manning, Sellers, Carr, Mensah, Iamaliava, Maeva, Chambliss, Hoover, Mestamaker, Levitt. Those are all potential quarterbacks in next year's draft, and the potential quarterbacks that are going to be unbelievable this year in college football. Which one of those guys or any guy that are you most looking forward to watching this season and then in preparation for the next year's draft?
There is a bunch of them that I'm excited. This is the most excited I've been about a college season in a long time because it's just so many quarterbacks. They're everywhere.
NIL, DJ. NIL, brother.
Yeah. I think it's great, man. I think it's going to be a great college season because of it. Arch, to me, the tools are just they're special tools. You just got to continue to put it all together. He's like the opposite of what you would have thought. Like before you go and study, I thought, okay, you're going to see all the polish, and then we'll see where he is physically. And then when you really, obviously you watch college football, and then you really see the tape. Like this guy has got elite, athleticism, strength in the pocket, the ability to drive the football. All those things are there. He just needs to get a little bit more refined, which he's going to get with playtime. So. I think he's been an easy target for his whole life, so there's people that are always going to be skeptical. I'm a big believer and excited to see him. I'd have Dante Moore coming into the season would be my top quarterback, just where he is and how he played last year. Real loose. Everything he does is real smooth and fluid. Obviously, there's he wants a throwback against Indiana to start that game, but he's just a real natural, smooth thrower, different arm angles, all that stuff. It comes real easy to him. So. He would be the top one for me. And then in terms of just the fundamentals, looking just crisp and clean, CJ Carr, for somebody who hasn't played a ton, he is locked in, man. It's coaching tape. You watch his feet and the way he throws the ball. He's a really, really good player. So I haven't seen all these guys yet. I've done, Sellers would be on the list of someone who just want to see him bounce back after last year. He's got a lot of ability, big, strong, physical, tough. Just got to be more consistent throwing the ball. The one guy that I have not watched yet, who I've heard a buzz from teams who think he could end up being the best of the bunch, was Mensah. Man, there's a lot of scouts who love that dude. I have not had a chance to study him yet.
Can spin it. Can certainly spin it. In I think the stacked quarterback position in college football, I think any football. That's why super duper FL is going to struggle. Okay? If you don't have good quarterbacks, your product's probably going to suck. I mean that's just how it is for when it comes to football. College, and I mentioned this earlier, because of the NIL, Dante Moore went back, right?
Yeah.
He was able to go back, but it's not just him. He's got a lot of guys back alongside of him, and they're all, comfortably paid and doing their thing, but all focused on a mission. It's like, I think everybody thought NIL was going to potentially take away from the game. It's like, I think it's adding a lot of talent, a lot of maturity. Obviously, they have to cut that back. You can't have 10 years of football or whatever. But I like what it's doing. It's giving a lot of game snaps to people, like Fernando.
I love it. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Chambliss. Chambliss was the most fun quarterback I watched in the offseason. I had someone ask me, like, hey, could he be a first-round pick? I'm like, Bryce Young was the first overall pick. Yeah, absolutely. This guy, talking to folks down there, he's like 220 pounds. Like, he's built more like Russell. He's going to be just under 6 foot, but he's got a strong lower. Like, he's sturdy, and he is a playmaker. Dude.
Agreed. We were on the field watching him play, and my first takeaway was this dude could play on Sunday. Mm-hmm. He was unbelievable. Yeah. Can't wait for the college season. Can't wait for the NFL. Can't wait to listen to you tonight on the call for Chargers and Texans. That's Daniel Jeremiah.
Yeah, DJ.
Hour 1 year of our brunch is wrapping up. We'll be back on the other side. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. Polarizing figure tonight.
It's electrifying here in Happy Valley. We're lucky to be here. And, the way you win this is you have be the first 300 people here and you get a ticket. And then we randomly select a ticket, and that person gets an opportunity to kick a 33-yard field goal for an undetermined amount of money. This week, we had our man, William, right? What's your name?
William, yes, sir.
You won the raffle, and you said, I don't want to kick because I suck at kicking. Is that accurate?
More or less.
What is your major here?
I'm a finance major.
Okay, so money decision was, I suck at this. Let me try to find somebody who's good at this. How did you land on my man here, and what are your hopes in him?
Well, I was looking around. I saw my man. He said he plays soccer, and I was like, this is my guy right here, my guy Carson. I have faith in him, so I know he's going to get it done.
All right, you're Carson, right? You played high school soccer. Is that accurate?
I did play high school soccer.
Where are you from?
I'm from Hanover, Pennsylvania.
Okay, you're a Pennsylvania guy. Have you ever kicked a ball before?
Other than not football, soccer.
Okay. Well, hopefully you're terrible at this. It's $100,000. Are you guys splitting that 50-50?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we'll make it $300,000. $150,000 for both of you. Okay. You only get one kick, though. You've gamed the ticket game, which I appreciate and respect. It's up to $300,000. $150 for both of you. Only one kick, though, Herbie. We're not doing anything. I don't care how many Staters chant for another kick. Only one, Herbie. Played high school soccer. He's a good player.
We got a problem here.
That's right. It's a whiteout. It could be a special day. You could help out your guy, William, in winning $150,000. One kick, 300,000, two.
You're a good man.
This minute, Carson, congratulations.
You pushed that.
William, way to go. It has been an expensive year out here at the field goal kick. Carson, I'm proud of you, buddy. 300,000, 150 to you, 150 to you. Good finance decisions were made. And the first top 6 whiteout has a magical vibe and an expensive one. Roar! 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 Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you. I think that maybe they should have turned that around and said thank you to Pat.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey,
Why?
let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pink.
Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the DraftKings Thunderdome. On this preseason Brunch with the Lads, Thursday, Hour 2 starts now.
football.
It's fantastic. We got a whole slate of preseason games tonight, and the stars are going to be out. Joe Burrow's playing football tonight. Jordan Love's playing football.
Wow. Okay.
We don't know who's playing tonight for the Pittsburgh Steelers, but we do know that football is going to be happening across the board. 7 p.m. it all kicks off on NFL Network as the Packers take on the Steelers. Obviously, Coach Mike McCarthy of the Pittsburgh Steelers, formerly of the Green Bay Packers, still has home in Green Bay as he visits his childhood home, Pittsburgh, and becomes their head coach. And I'll tell you, the Steelers under the McCarthy era seemingly have a different juice, a different buzz. Obviously, Coach Tomlin was there for 18 years before he stepped away. Now Coach Mike McCarthy gets his first chance to run out on Acrisure as the head coach of Pittsburgh Steelers. That's going to be a fun moment for him. I do assume he will be getting a little bit emotional as we go through. Their Lions will take on the Bengals. Joey B's playing. Anthony Richardson will lead the Colts, former number 4 overall pick for our Indianapolis Colts. He has a lot to prove, potentially other suitors around the league for his services, as we just paid Daniel Jones up over $100 million. He's taking on Tommy Two Chains.
That's right.
Hey, when you see this Paisan walking around, he's always got 2 chains on. Now listen, Titty Boy is 2 chains already, so you got to be Tommy 2 Chains down there. Sound good? Vrabel said it, Tommy DeVito said it, and also his agent,
Sean Stellato.
He said no problem. Chargers take on the Texans, Cardinals take on the Raiders, Titans take on the 49ers. The Stars are out, football is all the way back. Let's go to one half of the hammer.
Dahn.
Cowboys AP Tone. Go on, lad.
Did you happen to see what Sean Stellato's up to lately?
Yes.
Yeah, he was trying to play in something, right?
Yeah.
Oh, he ain't trying.
He's going to be in the Olympics, my friend, for flag football for Team Italy.
Team Italy, he's on it.
Oh, listen, he's on a flag football team for Italy?
Yeah.
Is Chuck Pagano coaching that team? Or?
He probably should.
Yeah, listen, maybe Chuck Pagano gets the old whistle out, puts a couple flags on. You know, maybe gets the boys running for Team Italia. How is that team going to be? He's the quarterback for them. NFL agent Sean Stellato has advanced to training camp with the Italian men's national flag football team. Stellato will report to the Italian Olympic Committee headquarters next month in Rome, of course.
Yeah.
As the Romans would do.
Right.
When in Rome.
What exactly do as the Romans.
Sean Stellato will do as the Romans
Play
do.
ball.
Where he'll compete for a roster spot for the World Games in Germany, which obviously then leads to the 2028 Olympic. Can you scroll down? Is there a photo of him?
Oh, yeah. It looks good.
Yeah.
Looks good in the North End.
That's Tommy Two Chains' agent right there. And listen, yeah, I'm wearing J's, but don't question the flag that's there. It looks a little...
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, bud.
The World Games start today, I believe.
Is Sean Stellato on the team? We shall see.
He better be.
Let's go to the Toxic Table at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Head to an attic in Ohio. A college football national champion, Super Bowl champion, Ryder Cup winner, ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hawk.
Yeah.
Oh. Hey, listen, maybe you fly back to Germany and try to get on that flag football team, AJ.
Yeah, how does that work? I mean, how old is Sean Stellato? Is there an age limit? Like, do you have to be
23?
between like 15 and 50? Like, how old is it?
What do you mean? You're trying to be an ageist? Is that what you're trying
No,
to be?
not at all. I'm just wondering who else is trying out for this Italian flag football team.
Well, 49 is the max age. I guess you could be.
Every Paisan within the realm.
He is jacked.
of
No,
He is
sorry,
very
Sean
jacked, so
is 49.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, Jesus. I thought that was the
Looks
max.
like he's
It's the
32.
Olympics. You could be any age.
Listen,
He looks great.
hey, I don't want to get into it, but there are some, genetics, I do believe, that the Italians have that keep them younger. And I'm not going to say what it is, because there's other people who probably say,
Prosciutto. Meet the balls.
We put an IV of olive oil in our veins every night.
That too.
that would be the one that I thought you were going to immediately go to, Irish man from Boston, but he did not. But shout out to the Italians, and shout out to Sean Stellato, making dreams come true for damn near 50-year-olds all around the globe.
Crazy.
He's got no chance.
What do you mean?
That
Shut
is
your
way
mouth.
too old to play flag football. He will not be able to move. He's got no chance.
Who's going to be on that team, though? Tommy Two Chains.
Yeah,
They
probably.
play football in Italy? Do they play football over there?
Do they play?
Seems like it's going to be a lot of Americans with a good Italian family.
Ben DiNucci.
Yeah, Ben DiNucci might be in there. He might be.
Why doesn't Tone go out for the team?
Because I'm unathletic.
Okay. All right, I like to hear that. I do like to hear that.
Wow,
Look at this.
Yeah, look at the bend on the 49-year-old.
That's a live shot today.
No, I don't think so. Speaking of live shots from today, golf is happening down at the St. Jude Championship, the first round of the FedEx Cup playoffs. There's 3 weeks. Today is the top 70. Next week will be the top 50. The week after that will be the top 30. At the beginning of the morning, Omi Fleetwood chipped in for eagle on par 5, hole number 3. Scotty Scheffler also had a bird there. Scotty was 1 under. He is now 2 under. Scotty Scheffler is lurking. This is a live look as we can drop the lower third, please. Oh, okay, never mind. Didn't have any more on there. I thought we were going to maybe get some hands, see what we saw from the hands. Scotty Scheffler sweating his ass off down there.
It's very hot.
Said it feels like 101 or whatever the case. And obviously this kicks off the most important 3 weeks of the entire season, AJ Hawk, as Memphis finds a hush as Scotty Scheffler tries to figure out what the hell he's going to do.
Your current leader at 400 is Harris English and Jordan Spieth. Tommy has dropped back to -3.
Oh, me.
Gary Woodland, 3 under. Kurt Kitayama, legend, also 3 under.
He's a good player.
Scotty Scheffler right behind at 2 under here, tied for 7th. 13th hole here.
-2, and he's only hit 2 of 9 fairways. Look at Scotty.
Yeah, Scotty's been scrambling today down there in Memphis. Might be because his shirt is absolutely drenched with sweat.
Always a great scrambler.
Does have a baby still. People forgot about him having a newborn during this entire season. Still the #1 golfer in the world. Everybody's saying he's ass, but he's normally top 3 in every tournament. Scotty Scheffler with the target that the TV people say he should be aiming for.
Mashed potatoes!
Absolutely smokes it.
He flushed it.
Ball speed off the tee. 162 miles an hour as it goes into the first cut there. That would not be a fairway in reg, but it would be damn good.
He's going to have a good angle in from there.
Scotty Scheffler kind of edging the fairways there, which we appreciate. We'll keep you updated from Memphis, Tennessee. As Rory McIlroy is taking the tee.
Why do you have to whisper with the accent, too?
Because that's how you do golf.
You need to respect.
We're in America.
You ever seen?
You need to respect golf.
Doesn't fit Rory as good, but as long as he hits it, he hits his little he can hit it up the right hand side and carry a piece of that.
Rory's got all of that little body into it, didn't he?
On the edge of the bunker should be perfect.
Yes, he did.
It's a beauty.
Perfection from Rory, whose ball speed there was obviously way up there.
Way up.
Way up there. Way up there. And look at him. Is there a Walmart between him and Scotty? People will ask. Congratulations as the boys continue to hunt another tour championship. We'll be joined here in a matter of moments by Dan Orlovsky. Now, he's been on TV all morning, and a lot of people are saying, why are you putting him on? Well, because it's our turn to attack him. He put out his list of quarterbacks, and obviously he's got like arm strength one, the list. We go, all right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that feels like a pretty good one. Ball placement, he's got a list. We go, okay. Sure. I mean, that sounds good, whatever the case is. I'm sure there's some people that are pissed that they're not on there, you know. There's probably some people that think they should be ranked a little bit higher or whatever the case. Like Brock Purdy, I mean, he probably thinks to himself, I don't have good ball placement, but I don't have top 5 ball placement. Okay, the entire offense kind of that. There's obviously some arguments. Then we go to the mechanics one. This is where I believe potentially Fauci told him to do his thing.
Yeah, could have.
I think there is a Fauci influence here on this one. Hey, listen, you got to do what you got to do. We're saying Aaron Rodgers doesn't have top 10 mechanics in the NFL, just mechanics in the NFL. We're saying he doesn't have that at this point, or are we just kind of leaving him off?
I remember this from last year, and I'm pretty sure his excuse was, well, Aaron, what he does, nobody else can do. You can't replicate Aaron Rodgers' mechanics because nobody else can do them. And I feel like that was his, because we did this last year, I remember, with Dan Owen, his rankings, and I think that is what his entire excuse was with the Rodgers thing.
I mean, we'll find out in 6 minutes, whatever it is. It sounds pretty stupid to me, but once again, we look at this list, we go, all right, yeah, it feels, we got a lot of good quarterbacks right now, it feels like, in the NFL.
So many.
A lot of good quarterbacks in college as well. We are very blessed by the football gods right now at the most important position.
I've been paying attention during the first hour to see what he's being attacked for. It's the decision-making one that people aren't happy with about right now.
Here's his decision-making one. Josh Allen, who used to be known as Bonehead Bills quarterback, Josh Allen, right? Because he would make these bonehead decisions late in the game. That was like his first couple years in the league, where he was just trying to do everything. He was athleting everybody. I think that was kind of a narrative about Josh for a while. I think what Dan's saying is, yeah, right, since he's become the MVP and the guy, he makes great decisions. There's going to be a lot of debate about this. Matthew Stafford just won an MVP. Obviously, he's able to move safeties to make his decisions right and move corners to be able to do that at the elite level. Jordan Love, interesting. I'm excited to hear this conversation with Dan Orlovsky on why he went about doing this. Drake May has the best deep ball kind of percentage there is. So whenever he decides to take a shot, he hits. Whenever he doesn't, he doesn't. And he was finalist for an MVP in his first year in an offensive system. Jaden Daniels. This is what Jaden's people are saying.
Exactly.
Huh.
You put him right here, top 5 decision maker in the entire NFL, and you guys are just hanging out his jersey number willy-nilly down there at LSU.
It's a bad decision.
Have you heard about this, AJ? What's going on down there at LSU?
I have, yeah. This is a thing. I mean, it's a real thing that colleges have to deal with. They promise numbers to recruits coming in and all kind of stuff.
Sources told ESPN that Daniels feels he's being treated differently than Cincinnati Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow. His number 9 jersey hasn't been worn at LSU since he won the Heisman Trophy and led LSU to a 15-0 record, maybe the greatest team of all time, college football playoff national championship in 2019. Now, can I say what probably happened?
Sure.
Yes.
I think people around Jaden Daniels, I'm not going to say, we cannot say who it is, but it's people around him. We don't know exactly who it is. People around him probably say, like, don't you think LSU should be treating you a little bit better, especially new coach, everything like that down there. You've done a lot for them. Obviously, you transferred in there, had a lot of success. You've shown them a lot of love. They're just kind of handing your jersey. They don't give Joe Burrow's number out. They don't give Patrick Mahomes' number out. They don't, like, I think somebody probably, presented it in that particular fashion. And then Jaden's like, okay, yeah, probably. Probably just like a casual, you got it. And then all of a sudden, people from Jaden Daniels' camp are like, hey, we're done with it. This ain't going to happen anymore, because they're probably trying to do this. So I don't think this is Jaden Daniels personally saying, I don't like what they're doing to me. I think this is people probably around Jaden saying, we don't like what you're doing to Jaden, how you're doing it. But this does make Jaden look like an asshole, especially because of how great that Joey Burrow LSU football. They're talking about maybe the greatest of all time, the greatest run of all time, and everything like that. But I don't think this was a Jaden Daniels decision. I believe this is probably people around Jaden saying, hey, our guy deserves a little bit more respect than what you're giving him. And on that note, I appreciate them going to bat for him, but everybody's going to talk about how stupid this looks for Jaden.
I also immediately when I saw it, I was kind of on that side. I was like, yeah, this doesn't look great or whatever. Then I dug into it a little bit, and I saw a tweet out there too. There's been 3 Heismans at LSU. Jaden is the 3rd. The previous 2, their numbers have never been worn since they won the Heisman. So he is the only Heisman that it has been worn since.
Which once again goes to like the people around him saying, you deserve a little bit more respect down there, especially if they're going to be using you to sell stuff.
Right.
So I can understand the team saying that for Jaden, but inevitably the way this gets framed publicly is that Jaden looks like
he's pouting.
It does. And I don't think that's the case. I don't think that is how this would go, personally, just from experiencing similar type situations with people who are potentially told by people, hey, this can happen, it's going to be easy, no problem. Okay. And then it happens, and it's like, I didn't know that's what I was signing up. I don't know if this is what happened, but I am hypothesizing that this is how this took place around Jaden Daniels, if I had to guess.
Well, and I'm pretty sure as a player who was recruited by Brian Kelly, right? Like, he was already there before Lane Kiffin got there. So for him, he should also have a gripe with Brian Kelly more than anything, because he won the Heisman with the Brian Kelly team. And then as soon as he leaves, Brian Kelly promises that number to a recruit that probably didn't maybe deserve it. He could obviously go on and be a fantastic player, but that's the other part of it, is like Brian Kelly and the state of his recruiting was basically him just promising anything, the world, to some of these guys.
Yeah, he's not the only one. I mean, we did see him doing this number here, but we've heard some voice memos. Baby, baby, oh. You remember that, AJ?
I do remember that. My brain kind of blocked that out, but I'm glad you guys brought it back.
I will always remind you that exists in college football, because we have to remember that there is some interesting things that have been done in the past to get a player to either come or act like you want a player to come. Inevitably, that player, I don't even think, went that way. So,
well, you remember when that kid made Dan Lanning travel all the way up to wherever the hell he was at, and they jumped in the pool together, and then the kid decommitted like 4 weeks later or something like that. I mean,
Dan Lanning just says, hey, charges the game.
Yeah, whatever.
Charges the game. Let's keep going. That has to be the case. We'd like to let Jaden Daniels know we do think that you should get more respect, especially if they're going to use your NIL to sell stuff. But also, whoever's around him saying that this is the right way to go about doing this, you kind of set him up to look. You're kind of a social media admin. You're kind of a social media admin here without thinking about what the actual other side of this is going to look like potentially if they want to frame it in a way. Jaden looks like an unself-aware doofus here, and I don't think that's the case at all. I think he's worried about ball.
Exactly. He's got a lot of shit on his plate right now. He's got a new offensive coordinator. Like, if they don't have a good year this year, then it's going to start getting into like hey, when they went to the NFC Championship, was that a fugazi? Like, what's his deal? Like, I doubt right now where we stand with the season this close that he's waking up in the middle of the night every night being like, they haven't retired my fucking jersey yet at LSU. Like, I cannot sit with this. So I think you're right, but it is unfortunate that is the first thing that people go to is just like, this guy's a pouting, whiny asshole, and he needs to shut up.
Well, and then as soon as his name comes up on the decision-making list, it's the only thing you think of right now. I mean, obviously we're a daytime daily show, so there's always news happening. But all in my mind, I'm thinking about is, man, Jaden's team, I think, kind of walked them into this. They could have handled this a different way. Pat White, he's getting his number finally retired at West Virginia this year, which was a cool moment to be a part of. I'm happy for him. There's a kid wearing 5 right now on the team. And Pat, literally in the moment being announced that his thing's retiring, he's like, you could definitely wear it until you're done here or whatever, you know? Cool. So that was like a cool moment. I think that would have been a cool way to kind of go about doing it as opposed to a full thing. But hey, every once in a while, you got to get those lawyers to type something up to kind of scare the shit out of people.
Exactly. Yes, you do.
Exactly.
You do.
But I don't know if Coach Orwell is going to be scared.
No.
Tell him we'll go over it.
And they also probably, every Heisman in the history of college football has probably had their number retired on the spot.
I would have, not on the spot, but there probably is like a little bit of respect at least paid.
Yeah.
You know, like, and then.
If you win the Heisman, I understand. Like, if you win the Heisman, they probably should retire your number, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, I think so.
You don't have to do it instantly, but yes, I understand. Like, yeah, if a guy wins the Heisman, I would be reluctant to give that number out again.
But I do appreciate the fact that whoever was trying to make Jaden look like a little baby in this whole thing, were like, he thinks he deserves to be treated like Joe Burrow. Okay, that LSU team. It's like,
that's the line.
That was an angle. That was like, okay, let's bury Jaden. He thinks he's Burreaux. That's who he thinks he is. I don't think so. Okay, let's move along. The reason why we got to that conversation is because a quarterback guru did it again.
Yes, he did.
He put out his Bible. You know, I wouldn't call it a Bible because I don't want to disrespect this man's faith, but he put out his quarterback Bible, his official rankings and ratings, not just in one particular aspect, but in a litany of them. Who's the best at what? This guy will tell you. Ladies and gentlemen, he's on TV from 7 a.m. to 1 a.m. every single day of football season. Your favorite football genius had the chest out today.
Yeah, he did.
Fresh off a nice vacay. Looks like he's baked. Ladies and gentlemen, Dan Orlovsky. Hello.
What's up? How are you guys?
Just got to wake up and keep putting in the hard work, man.
What's up?
Just got to, are your habits, it's a par today? Do you got par habits today, or do you got dreams of tomorrow? Okay, Dan?
Get that tattooed.
I think that's a Nick Saban quote. So
might be John Gordon, you know, to be honest.
Could be.
I'd like to let John Gordon know. Thanks for the text. John Gordon had been reading everything that was being said to me. Sends me a nice fire-up text yesterday morning. I won't let him know. That got me going.
Legend.
Quoted Gandhi to me in the middle of the thing. I'm like, hell yeah, I heard that guy's a big deal. So thank you for that, John. Let's talk about you being a big deal whenever it comes to ranking things. We can kind of just say, okay, to most of them. Decision-making, people are pretty upset about you, the way you went down. I think the Jordan Love piece is probably a conversation because I think a lot of people think late in the season. Well, I was about to say it.
Shut up for a second.
I was literally about to say it. Late in the season, he doesn't play his best ball. He plays his worst ball. I think in our minds, we see him throwing up like a punt to somebody at some point because we haven't seen as many of those situations. Now, on the flip side of that, LaFleur came out and said, this guy's the best at my offense that I've ever been around, and I think you feel the same way. There's been a lot of reactions to your decision-making decisions. Why do you think you put this order like this, and who do you think has gotten the most amount of shit that doesn't deserve it? Is it Jordan Love that is ranked up there as your number 3 decision-maker in the NFL?
Yeah, I would assume Jordan. When I put Jordan 3 there, I figured that would ruffle some feathers, but the evidence is the evidence, not only in the tape, you know, and I last year consistently said how much more mature he was playing, how much he developed when it came to his decision making. I think everyone probably pays attention to like the interception against the Panthers, I think that he had one time last year where it's like, you know, it's an awful decision. I think Jordan was one of the most efficient quarterbacks in football last year. Jordan Love unequivocally was one of the best decision makers in football last year. And that's one of the reasons why, if you look at the touchdowns and sacks, or interceptions and sacks, and you combine them, you want that number to be significantly lower than your touchdowns. I think Jordan's last year was, something of high 20 touchdowns or mid 20 touchdowns. And if you combine the sacks and interceptions, he's somewhere around like 18, I want to say. So that's a very good ratio when it comes to quarterbacking. And the decisions that are asked, it's not only making good decisions, it's how many stressful decisions do you have to make? Is your offense crazy easy to operate, or is your offense very detailed and intricate? And so I don't have any problem with Jordan Love at 3. I think he was one of the best decision makers in football last year.
Okay, and obviously got Patrick Mahomes on any list down that low. People are going to say this guy's genius, next GOAT. So having him that low is ridiculous in any part, especially when it comes to decision making. But you're saying he's a playmaker. He does this. Jalen Hurts just got absolutely dunked on by his own social media team yesterday. Nobody needs that. Lamar Jackson's QBR like best of all time at one point, right? Especially over there in Baltimore with what everybody talked about. I appreciate you having Matthew Stafford and Josh Allen at the top, especially with how people thought Josh Allen was kind of a bonehead at the beginning of his career. Yeah. Now he's making good decisions. Let's go to arm strength here because there's a name missing that obviously has been able to spin it for a long, long time. I think I agree on all this. Okay, I do, but there's a name missing from this one. And then also, can you go to mechanics real quick? Okay, so Connor said this happened. Like Aaron Rodgers doesn't have a good form throwing a football. Is that real? He's 100 years old. And last year, he had the longest throw in the NFL last year. So he's over 40. Still throwing the ball further than everybody else, which you don't have him on the arm strength thing, which I think is acceptable because obviously people do that. But in the mechanics game, is this because he's immunized? Is this because is that?
Whoa.
Is that what this
Not
is?
represented by.
What do you mean Aaron Rodgers doesn't have good mechanics? I don't think I fully understand what that means. He's 100 years old, still in the NFL. On that note, why'd you put this list together the way you did?
Mechanics, I would say I've kind of felt for a couple years that Aaron just is so unique in his throwing that it just is. I don't think there's anybody else who throws the football and has for a long time like Aaron from that mechanical standpoint. And so I kind of put him in his own little category.
Well, I didn't see that on the list. I didn't see that. I want to let you know, we did a top 5 returners list, and we had Devin Hester actually on the thing saying he's in his own category. Feels like you when you type this up on ESPN.com. I don't see anywhere in there Aaron Rodgers has his own category. No. I don't see that anywhere. We lost him. That's Fauci.
That's Fauci.
I can still hear you. Yeah, I've said this on
That's what he said.
There's a little bit of
yeah, I get it. Yeah, he's fine. Yeah, super.
Wanting to get certain not certain names, trying to give everybody a little bit of shine at some point.
Don't like that. Yeah, I don't love that.
Handouts.
Yeah, they are
No,
handouts.
it's not handouts. It's just I've said this. There's a lot of really good quarterbacks. There's more than 10 really good quarterbacks, and you're trying to shine light or heap praise on not just the same 10 names. But the mechanics one was just Aaron is
List
just
has got no integrity.
So there's nothing we should read from
No
this thing.
integrity.
No, these are a bunch of Dan-douts. This is the Dan wagon kind of hopping on a bunch of different guys. How can I get 30 quarterbacks in here that think I said something nice about them? Okay, now that we understand that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sure Aaron will understand. Yeah.
That's not true.
What? That's what you just said? Oh, we lost him. All right, Dan, thanks so much.
Hello,
Dan.
baby Dano.
Come on, Dano.
He's made the list.
Yeah, multiple.
Yeah.
If he gets, I would like to ask Dan, what if he, like, as a quarterback, what is the number one trait? He had 5 traits he listed, right? What would you want to be number 1 at?
Let's go back. I think decision making probably in there, but
I think accuracy, ball placement, I guess, as Dan put it.
Yeah, I think they all matter, right?
They do. Does mechanics take into account like footwork as well? Because I know you always say you got to mirror your feet to your arm and all that stuff. I wonder if that takes it.
And I don't think I'd fully comprehend why he would say Aaron is so unique. It's because he's mastered all of it? Is that what it is?
Like his quick release? How
we
he does it?
We can't fathom the brain on this man.
I
we
agree.
can't dive in to his reasoning because it's so asinine. We work with a guy who's the exact same way in D-Bone. You can't go into their brains because it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, well, Dana Orlovsky has a lot of good takes, and he certainly took a lot of time to piece this together. But I just don't know how he's 50 years old, so he's still
slinging the football. Right?
69. How far did he throw it last year? Was the longest throw?
I think 69 yards.
69.8 or something.
69.8 yards as a 40-year-old. I assume his mechanics are pretty good. I would just assume that's the case because, like, golfing, throwing, kicking, punting, longevity and power and stuff comes from your mechanics being like sound and perfect. So that just, but right now we're carrying Aaron Rodgers' water. We're just pointing out some things for you. 69.8 yards in the air this throw. He's 40 plus years old at this thing. I'd assume his mechanics are A-okay.
Probably better than ever now.
How about his arm strength?
Mm-hmm.
You take into account that he's almost half 100 while he's doing this entire thing. Is that what Dan? We don't know because Dan's doing Dan-outs and doing the Dan way.
Exactly.
So we get all worked up over it. This is what he wants. He's kind of.
Yeah, he is. He's the
puppeteer.
puppet master, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't like that one bit.
I mean, even Stafford on that. Like, how's Stafford fourth?
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, where is it?
Yeah,
that's
true.
a great question. And Daniel Jones.
I do get the top three.
Yeah, I mean, there is levels to this entire thing. Caleb Williams has a gigantic arm. I think that saved his ass a lot last year with how, I mean, he had a couple throws like this that's just like outrageous on a line. So if you go strictly just how fast can he throw a football, J.J. McCarthy should be on here.
He should.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
J.J. McCarthy should be on here, but he's, ladies and gentlemen, joining us now live from a garage, Dan Orlowski.
Hey, Dano!
There's the actual Dan wagon right behind there.
Working on the truck.
Yeah, hold on. Whose garage is this?
In the workshop.
Whose garage is this that you're in right now?
It is my garage.
No way.
Okay.
Wrenches in there?
No way. It's a movie set.
Yeah, you turning wrench in there, brother?
Holy hell.
This is the top of my Jeep.
Oh, really?
So this is like a lifter that lifts.
That's a cool garage, Dan.
The lifter. Yeah.
Where's your
Thanks.
toolbox?
Nice.
It's right. Hey, I think it's probably down on the
Toolbox
ground
is
there.
right there.
Tool belt. You got a tool belt you wear around?
I do not have a tool belt that I wear around. No.
Could be Tim the tool man out there, bro. Dan the tool man.
A lot of kids' toys, a lot of sports stuff, a lot of lacrosse sticks, ladders.
Okay. Cool. Let's move along here. We appreciate your garage. Way to appear as if you do stuff in there. I think that's going to up your cred, especially with the nice trimmed, shaved chest with the fresh tan.
Yeah.
Today you really killed it on TV.
Michael Scott in the warehouse.
Yeah, you look good. Yes, exactly. You look good on TV today. I will say welcome back to all of it. We were cooking you there for a while we couldn't connect you, of course. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you saw it. Aaron Rodgers had the longest completion last year, 69.8 yards. You don't have him on the arm strength thing. I'd assume you'd have to have good mechanics to be able to throw the ball that far still at this age. You don't have him on the mechanics thing. Decision making, he's literally trying to slice it. Whatever the case, we understand that there's going to be some quarterbacks left out, especially the oldest one that is still playing and is back with his coach. On that note, let's talk about tonight. What are you looking forward to this evening? What can we learn from any of these games, Dano? Obviously, Packers and Steelers. You got Jordan Love playing, so we'll see what LaFleur is able to do. Across the board, Joey Burrow's playing. We think that's probably because the Bengals are trying to start a little bit faster this year versus years past. And then as you see Cam Ward with Dayball for the first time, what are your thoughts here on tonight's slate, and what are you looking into?
Yeah, there's two games that really matter to me. The one that matters the most and most important to me would be the Cardinals-Raiders. I firmly believe that if Carson Beck goes out and performs again the way he did in the Hall of Fame game and just looks and produces and operates in that same fashion, the Cardinals just have to have a long conversation about, maybe changing what their plan might have been. You go into it saying, we want to sit our young quarterback, Carson Beck. We're not going to be a team that contends this year. We are building for the future. But if he goes out and just operates and plays as quick as he did in the Hall of Fame game, I just think you have to sit and change the way you talk about it, because it looks a little bit, or it felt a little bit like, the Dak Prescott stuff in the preseason, or, Russell Wilson in the preseason, where you have maybe a certain expectation, and then that expectation or plan could change because of the performance. So there, and then with Fernando Mendoza, just the ease that he may look like playing tonight. I want to see, that's the word that I've gone into for tonight with Mendoza, is ease. Ease in and out of the huddle, ease at the line of scrimmage, ease handling the formations and the motions and the shifts, ease under center and the operation of maybe some of the play action stuff and getting him on the move. And so, and then if there's a moment of frustration or adversity, just does that speed him up, or does Is he able to kind of play slow, like not slow, but in control the way he did in college? And then I'd probably say the connection that I'm most interested in paying attention to tonight is Cam Ward and Carnell Tate. I think the Titans can be sneaky, just competitive this year. But how good the step in year 2 for Cam Ward is, and really the attachment to Carnell Tate. You see the social media clips from Tennessee. He looks to be every bit the part of that number 1 wide receiver. If that can be like a really prominent connection, the defensive line in Tennessee can be awesome this year. Everyone knows Robert Saleh's have a good defense. Awesome. I just think that if that duo is impressive tonight, it starts to kind of vault Tennessee into a conversation of a team that's just going to be really difficult to contend with.
Yeah, I can have the whole convo about Tennessee this year that we had about Carolina last year. Like, hey, that's a good football team.
Yeah.
That's a good football team. I don't think anybody is inside the Tennessee Titans locker room. They should be expecting to win a Super Bowl, but I don't think anybody's expecting Tennessee Titans to win a Super Bowl. I think all anybody wants to see that is around the Titans, and us included, because how much we love the city of Nashville and how close it is, it's like, let's just show like we're a good football team. Let's just be a good football team out here. You got Salah, you got Daboll, you got Cam Ward, you got Carnell Tate. Jeffrey Simmons is outrageous. I mean, there's a chance for
Mondale Robinson.
Yeah, and also new stadium, new facility. I mean, they got a lot of good stuff coming there. Hopefully they can piece it together, and maybe tonight is a little bit of a showcase of that. Titans and Niners, 4 fights in 1 practice this week.
No big deal.
Already enjoying practice.
10 minutes.
Let's assume that tonight could get a little fiery, and then let's go back to your Raiders conversation. I was watching Inside Training Camp live last night with Chris Rose and Michael Robinson. And Michael Robinson, I want to let him know the length of his dreads at this awesome. I mean, they sit like they are. This my first time seeing him in I don't know what, 6 months, maybe a year.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen him enough. Now that hopefully we're working together on a little bit more with the NFL Network ESPN thing that we got going on. Shout out to Baldy yesterday, but he said he was at Raiders practice and he said, coming out of Fernando's hand, it looks really good. He said the checks at the line look very good. He was like, Fernando looks very much the part of NFL quarterback, and I can't wait for that to happen, Dan Orlovsky, whether that's tonight, week 1, week 4, week 6. We need you in that garage with that top of that Jeep bashing you in the head about what's going to happen whenever it takes place. Sounds good, Dano? Sounds like a plan?
Yeah. I mean, I don't love the bashing of the head, but if Fernando ends up being a really, really, really good player, I'm sure you'll be the first person to call me.
Yeah, alive. Yeah. It'll be live on air. Okay, let's talk about some other things happening around the league. Go ahead, Con Man.
Yeah, Dano, maybe it is Cam Ward and Brian Daboll, but what kind of new quarterback OC duo are you most looking forward to? Daniel Jeremiah was on here talking about McDaniel and Herbert, how great that's looking. I know Declan Doyle, Lamar, Goff, Petzing is another. What is kind of the new duo that you see having a lot of success and you're excited to watch?
Yeah, definitely McDaniel and Herbert. I think Justin Herbert should be in the MVP conversation this year, well into December, and could have his best season. If you think about Mike McDaniel and just that offense, right? That offense has often been with a quarterback that is based upon anticipation and like touch layer throws, and maybe physically stature isn't the most impressive player. He's had Tua, who's been that ball placement guy. There's been Jimmy Garoppolo, ball placement guy, a little bit maybe not as strong as an arm. It's an average arm. And so the Brian Hoyer in Cleveland, I believe, was there when Mike McDaniel was there. So these quarterbacks that aren't the physical dominant specimen that Justin Herbert is. And now you have this coach that has had to kind of build the offense around that style of player with a quarterback that is made of out of a lab. And he is 6'6". He is 240 pounds. He has an absolute cannon for an arm, and he's a freak athlete. And so my brain goes to, okay, the quarterback's going to have to adjust a little bit to how he plays and some of those layered throws. We've talked about that. But then it's, well, how does the play caller and the offensive coordinator and the guy who's designing the offense, does he alter a little bit? And I think if both of those guys can really get to a a little bit of a, I guess, compromise, but really high level of understanding of, okay, the quarterback's great at this stuff. Let's build all of our stuff like that. And then this play caller really needs this out of me. I think this could be one of the better offenses in the league, and the quarterback could be absolutely in the MVP conversation.
Cannot wait to see the Chargers fan base get to experience that. They've been through a lot, man. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of heartbreaks over there.
Tough years.
A lot of turnover, a lot of new transition, a lot of, we should be good. And hopefully this is the year that they do that. Let's pivot from them to the NFC North. Obviously, huge decision was made yesterday. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Dano, I don't think anyone was really surprised that Kyler got the nod as starting quarterback. But what did you take from that whole thing? And ultimately, do you think is J.J. McCarthy's time done in Minnesota? And would any other team even want to trade for him at this point?
Well, I think in Minnesota, it's the easiest place to play quarterback in the NFC outside of maybe LA. So this is teed up for Kyler Murray to rebuild his career. You're talking about a pass-catching group that is in the conversation for the best in the conference. And if you include the tight end, T.J. Hawkinson, absolutely. 3 really good and proven receivers in Hawkinson. You're going to have a top 10 offensive line. You're going to have a top 10 run game. You got a coach and a play caller in Kevin O'Connell that's one of the very best in the NFL doing it. And then you got a defense that is going to be in that top 5 conversation. All you need to do if you're Kyler Murray is not be bad. And think about that, the context of that. That's how easy your situation and setup is right now.
Here we go.
Yeah, did you say it's about JJ?
Quarterback play. Yeah. Actually, I think the Vikings going to get better. Yeah, I understand. You like and respect the hell out of Kevin O'Connell, which we certainly do as well. We certainly do.
Dude, they were 9-8 last year with bad quarterback play. If they get good quarterback play, which Kyler's shown to do plenty of times throughout his career, yeah, you're looking at a team that should be a 10-win, 11-win team. Absolutely. And so, I think that it's teed up for Kyler. I think the biggest challenge, I think there's 2 things deep into the football world. Number one, Kyler just has not been a guy that has excelled throwing these crossing routes, these horizontal routes from one side of the field to the other. It's a big part of this offense in Minnesota. He's led the NFL in interceptions over the past 4 seasons on that type of route. So that's going to have to be the big step for Kyler. I think the challenge for Kevin O'Connell is going to be in these play action pass protections, which is a big part of their offense. Part of it is you're trying to build in some of these passing lanes. And I think the way that Kevin O'Connell is able to maybe tweak some of their play action pass protections to build in passing lanes to promote Kyler's vision and give him clear lanes to see through, I think is going to be just the interesting part from how much that offense, maybe from the protection standpoint, changes to allow Kyler to see and really hit some of those crossers.
Is there a passing window thing that KOC has to create for Kyler? Like, did Sean Payton do that for Drew Brees, or did Drew Brees have to find those?
Bingo. That's the exact example. I remember multiple times.
Take a bow.
Touch screens. That's it. I remember multiple times doing touch screens on that, of being like, think about it from this perspective. The starting point when Drew was under center, tackle to tackle or tackle to tight end is, let's call it 7 or 8 yards, right? The width. That's going to be a very shrunk down space for a quarterback to see. And then with the play action and where you launch or set the quarterback up, you can create a 2 or 3 yard wide passing lane for the quarterback to see. And so Sean Payton was great at that. And part of it is like where the double team goes to. AQ would know this really well. And so that's going to be the challenge when you're trying to do some of that stuff, is like building in those passing lanes for those the quarterbacks in that play action. Sean Payton, I think, was probably the best I've seen at it.
Pretty good back flexibility and strength as you were kind of trying to find those windows there. He's coming back good, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. Doing it.
Dan Orlovsky tanned up.
Looks good.
A lot of gray in that hair.
I dusted off an old take there.
Dude, I'm so gray.
But
he did dust off the old. If they get an average quarterback play, they're going to be in the NFC Championship.
Yeah.
That was last year. They just ran that back. But every once in a while, you do have to go into the bin and say, hey, this is still true. throw that one right down the pipe here, which we respect and appreciate because we will now act like that is gospel like everybody does, especially with your Danned Out and Dan Wagon list that you made for ESPN.com. Let's go down to New Orleans. Obviously, big conversation could be happening around them with a man with a oversized leather helmet on his head, AP Tone.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I can see it now.
Yeah.
They're saying I look like a medieval soldier here.
Yeah. You look like you're about to get on the horse and do the
bingo.
joust.
Yeah, I'd be much higher ranked. I would have the full face shield, but that's fine. Dan, reports coming out of Saints and Jags. They joined practice today. Is that Shuck and the Saints offense just kind of manhandled the Jags? That's kind of what we've been hearing all training camp. And how do you feel about the Saints offense this year with Olave and Jordan Tyson and all the weapons that they currently have?
Yeah, this is an offense that is young and talented. And obviously the addition of Travis Achan, brings an element of, certainly the physical run game, but also he's a guy that you want to get the ball to because he's so difficult to tackle. The biggest thing for me in New Orleans is, can those two receivers stay really healthy? Huge fan of Olave. So happy he got his cash. He's had some injuries in his past, so fingers crossed that he can stay healthy. And then, Tyson dropped, I guess, a little bit because of some of the injuries of his stuff. And so if those two players, because the thing that those two guys do so well is they are elite route runners. Olave's always been one of those just savvy, nuanced, clean route runners that can just get open. And then Tyson's the same way. Johnson, the tight end, is a really nice player with his big frame. And so I'm not as bullish on the Saints as some other people. I like the Bucs in the division, but I do think that there's a lot of young talent on this offense, and Tyler Shuck going into year 2. If the offensive line plays a little bit better, Kellen Moore should have a very good offense.
Last question from AJ here about tonight.
Yeah, Dana, when we hear people talk about these quarterbacks aren't facing much, when they face a preseason defense, it's very vanilla. I guess, can you contrast what that's like as a quarterback facing a preseason defense versus a regular season defense with everything in the playbook and in the game plan?
Yeah, it's very different regular season to preseason. Preseason, you're seeing a lot of like 1 or 2 coverages, and those 1 or 2 coverages are your basic zones and or mans, and you're not getting a ton of disguise of what that coverage could be or potentially could be. And then there's the variance of that coverage, AJ, right? So, I'll go to Carson Beck last week. A lot of the coverage he saw was your traditional like cover 3, where the corners have the deep third, the safety has a deep third, and those underneath defenders are what they are. And then there's the cover 3s that are cover 3 carry, cover 3 match, cover 3 cloud. And so you're not going to see the variety of those, even that one coverage in the preseason like you will in the regular season. And you're not going to get your protections attacked by certain pressures and blitzes. And so that's why these joint practices are such a big deal. I think that's why, I've been a part of preseason games where coaches will go to the opposing coach and ask that opposing coach to do certain stuff against the offense to see how they handle it. Hey, coach, when we get into these looks, can you bring us all kinds of pressures or defensive line games? We're trying to see how good we are at it. So it's a different world regular season coverage wise in comparison to preseason. It's night and day.
Yeah, so people are saying you shouldn't be judging a Hall of Fame game maybe on what the regular season is, but we get a chance maybe to see tonight.
That's right.
If Carson Beck can do it a little bit more, or if Jacoby Brissett is ready. I mean, they're paying him to be a starter. He looked great for that team last year, held them together. Can't wait to see him as we kick off this preseason officially this evening. This is Dan Orlovsky, the internet saying.
Ooh.
Not just Dan Orlovsky. Dan, how do you feel? Last thing here, quickly. We have a team ride that we're doing this evening. It's called The Old Bull and the Young Calf. 2+ team passing TDs for the Raiders tonight. Odds are plus 170. Obviously, if you're of age and agree to gamble responsibly and not like an asshole, we'd love for you to come join us on the best sports book on earth, DraftKings. How do you feel about this, Dano? Obviously, it's a preseason game, so let's not be crazy. We have no idea what's going to happen. But I feel like Kirko and Nando, right?
So this means if they have to throw 3 for the win to
No.
2+.
Just 2.
Just 2.
Oh, yeah. No, I like this.
Baby Dano.
I like this. Just Clint Kubiak, offensive guy. You're going to get a keeper touchdown pass in this game by one of those two guys. So, yeah, I like this.
Okay. Now, responsibly. We like this responsible amount.
We like it a lot amount.
No. We like, ladies and gentlemen, we like Dan Orlovsky. AJ, we'll get you back here in a second. We are a part of a big announcement now, which we are incredibly lucky. Now, since the beginning of the Big Three, I feel like we've actually kind of had a bit of a relationship with, the entire operation. We've seen it become, a live event every single time and every single venue that they stop at. This weekend, they actually have their semifinals happening.
Yeah.
It's the penultimate weekend for the Big Three this weekend down there in Dallas. As we got the Ball Hogs taking on Triplets.
Go.
Mm-hmm. Now, the Boston Ball Hogs are a damn good team.
Yep.
They don't have the best record, though, remaining. You know who that belongs to?
Who's that?
Oh, that's the Dallas Pirates. They're 7-1. They're coached by who? Nancy Lieberman.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, have you ever heard of her?
Yeah.
I think you have. And then, obviously, the Miami 305 are the reigning champs. They currently only have a 4-4 record, but obviously, this is when the lights are the brightest. They're ready to go. Joining us now is the founder of the league, and I believe he's going to be making an announcement about who won their Coach of the Year. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Music icon, movie icon, sports icon, ladies and gentlemen, American Dream story, straight out of Compton, ladies and gentlemen, Ice Cube.
Yay!
How you doing, man?
What's happening with you, man?
How are you doing, brother? How's life over there for you?
Oh, it's great, man. Big Three playoff time, man. That's what it's all about.
I know we got the Ball Hogs taking on the Triplets. We got the Miami 305, the reigning champs, obviously taking on the Dallas Power, 7-1 with Nancy Lieberman. Congratulations on another successful season. What are you most excited about with this year as opposed to years past with the Big Three? And what should we look forward to this weekend down there in Dallas?
Oh, man, I'm excited, that we get, more basketball right before football kicks in, some meaningful games. This season has been great. The Big Three has taken a leap forward. We also going public if you want to spend some of that money, TONT, 3-on-3. And, you could be part of this. And, so I'm excited about, not only, coming down to the stretch with the best teams in the league, but, what the league has in the future. It's great to be a part of, the uptick of the Big Three.
Hell yeah. And obviously the Olympics, anytime there's 3-on-3 basketball conversation, we would like our Big Three guys to be conversated about. We don't want all their logistical bullshit rules to keep the best 3-on-3 players out of the Olympics. We'll speak for you, Ice Cube, so you don't have to get into a war with them again. Congratulate. Yep, got you. And then also we got a celebrity game, I believe, this weekend. Ocho's playing in this thing. Cannot wait to see how he plays. He's obviously a freak athlete. I like what you're doing, man. Every game that you have, every round that you have is a full-on live event. And I appreciate you making it a good time. Can you talk a little bit about the celebrity game that's taking place? And is Ocho about to win, or is Gilly?
No,
Gilly's the guy.
Man.
Yeah,
Gilly, come on. He's our 3-time MVP.
Yeah.
With him and Wallow, when they get together, it put the batteries in his back, and they're going to come out. Last year, he didn't win it. So, he's coming out for his fourth. Of course, Ocho is out there, which is great. We got Dakota, Dalen Gonzalez playing, which is cool. MD Motivator. And Key Glock is going after Gilly from what I understand.
Okay. Good luck, Gilly. Anytime you got Key Glock on that ass, it could be a potential problem. I think you have an announcement to make about this particular season, and we're honored to be a part of this. Ice Cube, if you want to make an announcement on who the coach, remember the coaches in the Big Three, all icons, literally all icons across the board. It's a lot of the game given back to the game in the Big Three. And we have an announcement to make here, a Coach of the Year for the Big Three. Ice Cube, who won that?
The Coach of the Year is Gary the Glove Payton.
Wow!
He's a day one Big Three alumni. He's been there from day one to this day now. And he's always in the playoffs, always find himself. He's a champion in the Big Three with the bivouac a few years back. and now he got the Boston Ball Hogs in the playoffs for the first time in league history. Well deserved.
Hey, let's welcome, ladies and gentlemen, the coach of the year from the Big Three. Basketball icon. Hall of Fame shit talker.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, the glove, the coach of the Boston Ball Hogs, Gary Payton.
Yeah.
Congrats, dude. Congratulations, man. Coach of the year. I mean, it was just a couple years ago. It felt like you were going to fight an entire Big Three team. I forget what that was. Now you're coach of the year. Congratulations, Glove. This is awesome. How do you feel about the Big Three and where it's at now versus maybe a couple years ago?
Well, Pat, you know what? Ever since Ice Cube had asked me to coach in it 9 years ago, you know, me and Ice Cube was really tight, and you know, I stayed with him because I know this is going to work, and it has worked. And you know what Ice Cube has let me do is he let me be me. You know, he let me pick the guys I wanted to pick. They sometimes say that I picked the wrong guys, but you know, I always bring a team to the playoffs. I done brought 3 different teams to the playoffs. You know, I win when I get there. I just get the guys that I know that I can coach and they'll play like me. And I'm very happy to have this honor. Thanks, and I thank Big Three. You know, this is the league that I want to coach in and do the things that I do. And everybody, hey, looking forward to the Big Three this weekend, baby, because we're going to have 2 good games. It's going to be really, really exciting.
Well, good luck to the Boston Ball Hogs as they continue, and your third team that you've brought to the playoffs in the Big Three. You talked about people saying you picked the wrong people. Sounds like you picked the right people for your culture. I couldn't even imagine a Gary Payton team culture. That would be fucking awesome. I want to let you know, I think I would fit in your culture. I do believe that is something I would like to do, Gary. I would like to say that that's me complimenting myself, but I do think I would like to ride alongside the Glove in something.
Well, Pat, you know what? All you got to do is just come out to the combine. Matter of fact, I'll make you one of the captains, man. So you come out there and do what you got to do, man. I think you fit in, too.
Okay, I like that a lot. But you got to remember the coaches here in the Big Three. We got Clyde Drexler, we got Dr. J, you got Nancy Lieberman, you got Gary Payton, Ice Cube. I think you have done I think you've done a focused job on keeping the legends of basketball involved with the Big Three. I don't want to speak for you, but why is that so important for your Big Three? And why are people like Gary Payton such a big deal for you in your league?
I mean, we learn so much from them. Not only are they our heroes, but, you know, they give the league so much credibility. You know, when a guy like Gary Payton is around for 9-10 years, a guy like Dr. J, Clyde Drexler, our commissioner, here for so long, it just gives us credibility that we're headed in the right direction and we're doing something right to keep these legends around, focused, and wanting to win in the Big Three, you know. So, you know, what's great about Gary Payton winning this award and all our awards is voted on by the players and coaches. You know, the league has no say in that. You know, it's you know, really an honor of his peers letting him know that how they feel about him. And that's how it should be, and that's how it is in the Big Three.
That's awesome that Ice Cube's giving you a $5 million bonus for winning the Coach of the Year as well, Gary. Man who's a Boston Ball Hogs fan has the last question for you guys.
Yeah, Ice Cube, Russell Westbrook just retired. Is that something where you're going to reach out directly and be like, hey, come on over, keep playing ball, or do you give them some time and then wait and see if they want to join the Big Three?
We'll give him a week, but you know, people want to see him play. You know, regardless if he plays in the NBA or not. You know, people want to see him play. He still has millions of fans who would love to see him, come out and play in the Big Three. Not only him, but a lot of players that are superstars out here in the world of basketball. Why not give the fans what they want? It's a league of, you're around your peers, you're around greatness being a part of the Big Three. And it's fun, and why not keep it going?
Yeah, and we can make a little money, do a little impact, make a little magic happen here as well. I think that's all a good thing for retired players. And Gary, last question for me. What is the style of player that's best for 3-on-3, Big Three basketball? Like, obviously you have to shoot, but it feels like every time I watch, there's a lot of mid-range, and we're getting grimy underneath. It's a lot more defense, I think, than people would imagine 3-on-3. What does your team look like, and what does a good Big Three player look like?
Well, but y'all don't understand yet, Pat. And then Cube don't. I'm already recruited Westbrook already. Don't worry about it.
Here we go.
Put it on the ticket.
Bring it to Boston.
I'm recruiting already. You know what I'm saying? But no, Pat. What we do is it's a grind, and I think that's what Cube grew up on. Cube grew up on the Magic Johnson days and all them type of days. You remember when he made the song Supersonics playing the Lakers and stuff like that? We grind up in the big three. I get guys who are going to play gritty. They're going to play defense. People don't understand it's harder to play defense in 3-on-3 basketball than on 5-on-5 basketball because there's a lot of help on 5-on-5. But 3-on-3, you gotta be accountable for your man. If he get beat, there's no help on the weak side. It's none of that. You got to keep people in front, and then you got to be grimy and rough. And I think this is what our league is about. Our league is about being competitive and doing great things. But what's the great thing about it right now is everybody's coming in shape. Everybody is there. Everybody is making it competitive, and that's what it's all about. And I think my team is gritty and grinding like that.
Hey, Ice Cube, you guys test for weed over there or any of the other science that I could be on?
Hey, man, we just worried about what's going on the court, man.
Okay. All right. Good news.
Kids. We don't have rookies, or guys coming straight out of college. These are grown men, with kids of their own. They probably want to check their kids' drawer. I ain't going to be checking theirs.
Okay. See you later. That's how we just signed off of ESPN. We are still live on digital. We appreciate you guys for joining us. Congrats, Cube, on the success of this league. I know how much you put into this. And, Gary, this is so cool. You're giving back to basketball still and getting honored by your peers. Congratulations, boys.
Thank you guys for always supporting the big three, man. You guys always, been right there, letting people know how the league is growing. We appreciate it, and we'll see you guys soon.
I'll tell you what, I'm on a lot of science right now, and if you guys aren't testing, that's good news. I'm getting into pretty good shape. I'll tell you, Gary.
I got you, Pat. Hey, look, I'm going to draft you next year, man.
Boom.
Done.
Fuck!
Boom.
Yeah.
Done deal.
Yeah, it's awesome. All right, I appreciate you boys. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Coach of the Year, Gary Payton, and Ice Cube, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Woo.
Good for them, man.
Dude,
honestly.
Congratulations. You're a Boston ball hog.
Yeah, you're a Boston
You're a
ball
ball
hog. We're shipping up to Boston, baby.
Hey.
Oh,
It's close.
I thought that was going to go in.
That'd have been sick.
I saw it go in.
But I'm all jacked up.
Yeah,
I just got
exactly. You just got
Ball
drafted by
hog.
the ball hogs.
Number 1 overall pick.
Oh, my God, dude.
Hogs or hawks?
Hogs.
Ball hog.
Safety, corners.
Yeah, but
Ball hogs.
you never know because you're the glove.
Yeah,
Ball
could be
hawk.
stealing. Maybe they're the Ball Hawks next year if they don't win the title this year. Sounds like they got multiple names.
Yeah, a little
The
rebrand.
Boston Ball Hogs plays.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is a guy that isn't drafted to the Big Three, AJ Hawk.
Idiot.
Oh, sorry, Hoggle.
Yeah. You better get out there shooting, man. GP, if he drafts you, you better get ready.
Thank you, AJ.
Yeah, man.
I couldn't have said it better myself. I couldn't have said it better myself. You're right. And I know what
Get one of those shooter machines. Get that machine that fires the back.
Got one already.
We got one.
Yeah, we got one.
Yeah, we got one
It's
of
in the
those.
closet.
Turns out that's way
Fucking huge.
way too much work.
It broke.
Yeah, it's.
It was fun, though.
Yeah, we had it for a good 2 months. It was really
Yeah.
operating. I think we were going for it, but
that's good.
too high maintenance.
Yeah.
The balls would get clogged up, and then it took up so much space. We thought we had it figured out. We're like, we're all going to have perfect jumpers.
Yeah.
This thing's just going to feed us 100
Still do,
balls at
kind
a
of.
time. But then after 20, the thing just stops. So now you're taking, unplug that thing, and do this entire thing. And all of a sudden, what you were thinking was 10 minutes is now 25, 30 minutes. And then all of a sudden it's like, how about I just shoot this thing?
Yeah.
And then I'll go get my own rebound.
Yeah.
And then, I'll do it again. So I think we have been slowed down in our pursuit of perfection with our jumpers, but we've certainly put the work in.
Yeah.
I don't think I should be playing in that. Darius Butler should be playing in the Big Three.
Yep.
He's an actual player.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the glove didn't say he was going to draft Darius Butler.
Yeah,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
but that's one of those things where I could just kind of do the old.
You had like a proxy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't come this week. D-Butt's going to play in my stead.
That's going to be first week.
Yeah.
And then guess what? What else? Probably second week.
Sure.
True.
And probably a third week as well.
It's physical over there, man.
Dude,
D-Buck can handle, but it is definitely physical.
Yeah, and they're all huge, They are gigantic humans.
NBA guys.
These are all ex-NBA guys.
Yeah.
And it's like, good luck getting a shot off. That's kind of the entire conversation. It's like, I can stand in a Thunderdome and knock down some shots for sure. I mean, we have a basketball court in the office, so I should be able to knock down some shots. Getting a shot off, you see, That's where the problem lies.
Yeah, true.
You know, because even if you have a step back on yourself, it's like, okay, who are you playing against? Somebody at the YMCA? Or are you playing against a guy who's 6'6", and he's just going to do one of these right here in your face? It's like, they play real hoops over there.
Oh, yeah.
They're really playing. And from year one, I like that Gary mentioned that. He was like, year one, I think guys were trying to figure it out. Year two, even. He said, now guys see opportunity in this as opposed to just like, hey, this is a sideshow. It's like guys are really doing it. And with the Olympics, what I was mentioning there, it's like these guys by far would win the Olympics. Any of these teams that they have.
True.
But there's like a bunch of
the qualifiers.
Camps and tournaments that they have to go to that like none of these guys would be able to get to in their scheduling. And it is a lot of drama. Like when the Olympics come around, 3-on-3 hoops is going to come up, and we're not going to win.
No.
And we are going to be very confused on how
we got killed last time, and we had like Jimmer Fredette. And
I don't think they medaled.
Yeah, got murdered. And it's because, obviously, 3-on-3 different game, but the only people that can play are the people that can show up at these different things that are timed through the calendar year. The way Ice Cube describes it is to force these guys not to be able to do it, is kind of how that was kind of talked about, which you can't help but believe. But Big Three's still doing it, and every time it's just like a live concert event. Yeah. So I think it's a good idea.
Yeah,
I like it.
Great.
I like what he's doing. I appreciate what he's doing. I wonder if he's written any more movies.
I'm sure.
You got to remember, Ice Cube.
I think they are doing 23 Jump Street.
They are.
I believe that, and he's a pretty big part of that. I'm pretty
He's
sure.
great in those. He's really good.
Dude, his brain he's got a good brain. He's got a very active brain, I would say. Yeah. Just writing all the time. You know, we say, oh, NWA, straight out of Compton, what an accomplishment. It's like, yeah, Friday too.
Oh, yeah.
20 Jump Street too. Yeah, what else? Oh, he's got a fucking basketball league he runs. What else? Oh, he's being tasked and assigned to do this. It's
Mount Westmore.
Yeah, he's got another album. Yeah, it's like he's got a lot going on. I respect and appreciate the hell. His boy, now Big Time Wrestling podcast, right? With from Rich Eisen Show, TJ.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're doing like pretty big WWE stuff.
Also, same deal. He's starting to really get into the Hollywood machine and being in a bunch of movies. Ice Cube does have a movie in development currently called Chrome and Paint. So,
and it's going to be good. Mm-hmm. All right. Tonight, well, let's not guarantee any times. Tomorrow, the Diary of a Polarizing Figure will be out. Okay, Friday, sometime tomorrow it'll be out.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Sometime after 11:59 p.m. tonight.
Yeah, sometime tomorrow this thing will be out and about. It says midnight on that thing. We might be cutting a little bit close.
You never know.
We might be cutting a little bit.
It might be, though.
Just turn notifications on.
It does help, I guess, that like record labels have this shit all figured out, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, just trying to kind of figure this out in real time, uploading the stuff. I mean, how hard is it? Just put it up there. Let's go ahead and let it run. Well, it's got a lot of different platforms it's got to get through. Obviously, there's a bunch of coding that has to take place. Well, I'm giving you lyrics. Just put the lyrics in there. Like, well, the lyrics then have to be matched up to the song, which has to go through an entire thing. It's like, well, seems like there's a lot of stuff. And then all the credits also, who was playing what instrument here. Oh, my God, okay. Let me type all these up, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, Ilya, can you help me out here? No problem, Pat, I got you. It sends it over. It's like, it's been a process learning the entire music industry. And I'll tell you what, the last step of getting it up on the platforms, we're learning about in real time.
There you go.
Shout out to Tim
Wouldn't have it
from
any
the
way.
Notes platform.
Okay.
Shout out to Tim from the Notes platform.
Like in our phone?
No, that's the Notes app.
Not Tim Apple.
That's Tim Cook, and I don't think he created the Notes app either on your iPhone or iPad. This is Tim Luckow, I believe. He's founder of the Notes platform, which is a independent artist uploading
Like
platform.
music
Music
notes.
Yes.
With a K.
No.
What?
Nope.
Not like night.
No, because you were doing night talk earlier. Got you all jacked up. Just an N. It's just an NOTES.
Okay.
But it is a platform. And Tim over there has helped me out immensely, as are the fine folks, Seth England and the lads from Big Loud, who have helped me through this entire process, which I'm very thankful for. But yeah, album will be out
At some point
tomorrow.
Okay.
And I need folks to learn the lyrics so they can sing alongside me, whenever we come perform these live. I cannot wait for that. I assume game day morning's going to be at least a song or two before.
Mm-hmm.
If people don't absolutely hate the songs, which I'm very proud of what these songs have become. The people that have been working on these songs are so wildly talented.
Mm-hmm.
It is very obvious that the musicians that played on this thing are first class. I am so grateful to all of them that lend their time and their talent to my words and my story. And I think what they've become is pretty sweet. I'm like very, very proud of them. I can't wait for people to hear them. You know, I've been hearing these songs, some of them for like 20 years in my head, you know, like this entire thing. So for others to be able to get a chance to hear it, I'm very excited about. And for the boys who have had to listen to this, you know, these songs and the evolution of these songs over the last couple of months, I appreciate.
It's been cool.
Yeah.
Appreciate your efforts. It's been fun learning this industry. It's been fun learning these songs. And it's been fun just kind of doing it all. I can't wait for people to hear 'em. I'm excited for people to hear them.
Hell yeah.
There's some lyrics in there. There's some lyrics in there, AJ.
What, you think some people might take some offense to the lyrics? They think they're talking about them?
Well, if they do, that's on them. But I feel really good about the old pen. You know, I feel, especially after listening to a lot of the other stuff that's coming out, I feel really good about some of the stories that are told. But also, there's like some really personal shit that I'm putting out there. So I've gotten to a point where I'm like at peace with like, I'm excited for you all to hear this. Mostly because I think if I was to die, which is possible at any moment, my kids will be able to listen to these songs and be like, all right, we know exactly who this fucking guy was. I think that is what this album does. So I'm most excited about that. But also, I think we got some bangers. I think there's some bangers in there. I think people are going to be surprised. Had to learn how to sing through this entire process. That's been fun. You know, kind of directing your air through your vocal cords. You know, vocal cords normally a little bit. We need to tighten those things up. And then where are we sending that through? Is it going to go through your nose area? Is it coming through your chest? Is it back of the head? What level are we at? Can you float down that entire thing? Coach Guyton, what a beast. She's giving me, I do drills. I got like things I'm doing in the morning in the shower.
You're stretching.
Yeah, legit.
Yeah.
I feel really good about it. I feel really good about it all. I hope you will enjoy it. It'll be out sometime.
There you go.
Soon.
Sometime after midnight.
Tim is telling me no problem. We'll get it up there. But just everything that I'm reading.
We know how tech goes.
Yeah, exactly. I'm thinking.
I would trust Tim. He seems like a trustworthy guy.
Tim's been the man. I would say Tim has been the no worries. Gotcha.
I can tell how you talked about him originally that he's a good guy.
Yeah, very, very
good man, if you will.
He is a good man. He was actually we don't know anything about him as a person.
Okay, so we don't know if he's a good man.
We assume he is with the way I have talked to him and the way he's talked to me. I think he's a great man. But yeah, he's been super no worries. But I'm reading a lot of things and they're like, should definitely be in like maybe 2 weeks ago.
Sure.
A lot of stuff we're kind of doing over the last 48 hours. So maybe that's all just a bunch of bullshit.
Probably.
We'll find out.
Yes. Hey.
How many songs?
I think it's going to end up being 14.
Nice. Jeez, that's a good chunk.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, 14's pretty good.
How'd you know was there a couple on the edge that you thought about putting on that you're not, that, you know, maybe later?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we got a couple in the can, if you will. But I think 14 tell a good story. I think these songs are all in the same
ilk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ilk of songs, if that makes sense. This particular album, The Diary of a Polarizing Figure, I think people will look back and say, wow, I think we really got a chance to peek inside what this guy, what drives him, what motivates him.
What makes him tick, as they say?
Yeah. What he's telling himself when he's going through some shit. There's a little bit of that. His perspectives maybe on the world and what's happening in certain times. Because I would head to my notes section anytime something's happening or anytime I would get like a little creative freedom. So going back through them, it's been fascinating to kind of, you know, how I was seeing things at one particular time in my life. Like maybe when things were going very terrible for me. And then whenever things were like maybe going pretty good. And it's like pretty cool to kind of read through like what my words and thoughts are during those, you know? Because it's all, I think it does kind of paint a picture of exactly I'm explaining myself a lot in here, I think, you know? But I think people are going to be able to relate to it because, I mean, we'll see.
Straight from you too. No filter, just your thoughts.
Yeah, there's a couple of hilarious lyrics in there too. I'm excited for people to react to. There's a couple funny ones I feel like. A little bit of singing in there. There's one song where I sing my ass off. It took us like 30 times to get it off. You know? So we're going to be working on that one until we have to perform that one live. You know, we're going to try to get there. But there's some real singing in a couple of these things. Then there's a little bit of heat, you know, a little bit of heat in there. Got some big drums on a couple. Great guitar solos. Mm-hmm. I mean, we got some nasty guitar solos.
Absolute face melters.
Legit. I mean, there is some real, because I think some people just assume this is going to be like a rap album, I think, because that's what a lot of ex-athletes do, you know? And it's like, no. We I mean, there's certainly some rapping in it. Let's not get it twisted. There is some rapping in there, but we got a lot of variety of songs. Mm-hmm. We got rock songs. We got country songs,
What?
island songs.
So it's not like a Black Boy Max or that.
No,
type
but I
of-
do listen to his stuff. I think he's a good writer. I think he's a good writer. Darren Waller, I think he's a good writer.
He's back.
Obviously, yeah, congrats to Carolina Panthers signing Darren
Big
Waller.
hit.
I mean, that's huge. He's going to be outrageous. I also, obviously, Shaq and Dion.
Yep.
And
Dame.
Bobby, I think, had some.
Yeah.
Macho Man.
Dame Lillard.
Yeah. Be a man, Hulk. Yeah, exactly. So I am honored to join the athletes who have dabbled in the music world, but I do believe mine will sound a little bit different than most.
The Rock.
I think that is. He's in the world now.
He is.
He can sing his ass off. Obviously, we know that. Listen, kid, he can go on and on. He can explain every natural phenomenon. The earth, the grass, the sea. Oh, no. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's been doing it a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, he grew up in Nashville.
Yeah, he did.
That's right.
Yes, he certainly did. All right, Diary of a Polarizing Figure will be available soon. Be a friend, tell a friend. I might put out something on X, for people to guess the song orders. Maybe I'll put out the name of the song. I think I saw Hardy do this a couple years ago.
Yeah,
Bone won the contest.
There it is, yeah. Bone won the contest where he was able to list off the songs in the proper
Yes,
order.
correct.
Yeah.
6-hour drive on NFL Sunday to start the season.
13-hour drive, because it's 6 hour one way.
You're right.
Yeah, then it was 6 hour back, NFL Sunday, first week. I mean, just not.
Got a photo.
We gotta remember who it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
It's not helping.
That was Brunch with the Lads. What a day, 11 to 1. We're back here tomorrow, 11 to 1.
Good.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Be cool.
It was a good little day, AJ, wasn't it? A little early in this entire thing.
Who's leading the St. Jude Classic? Do we know?
Michael Thorborgson is -5 with Jordan Spieth.
Scott Scheffler, 2 under there.
Okay.
Spieth, though.
Yeah, Spieth hasn't. Yeah, that'd be
Okay.
huge for him.
Oh, Scotty's dancing. Scotty just birdied, I do believe.
Yeah,
This'll be-
Scotty just birdied. He had bogeyed. That's why he's still 2 under. And then Rory just bogeyed as well. And Rory flew it over the green, so not looking good for him.
It's all right, Roy. Hey, it's just Thursday.
It's just Thursday.
This will be sick if we get a good leaderboard by Sunday, because I don't think they're preseason games on Sunday. I think it's just Thursday,
You are
Friday,
correct.
Saturday.
I like that. I like Ice Cube brought that up. He's like, yeah, before we get football going, got a little basketball on Saturday if you want to watch.
Yeah.
Come on, got a little sports here before the NFL comes and takes all the ratings. Obviously, golf does an incredible job for us through the weekends of spring and summer. We're very grateful for golf. This will be a great tournament. And who knows, maybe some of the boys might listen to a song or two.
They
Yeah,
probably
there you go.
Might get a little bit motivated. Might get a little bit motivated, or might get angry. Might say, wow, this is ass. Let me go golfing. Might lock them in. We shall see. I thank you all so much for allowing us to do this for a living. We are the luckiest people on earth that we get to do this. And, the title of the album, The Diary of a Polarizing Figure, I don't think has ever really been showcased more than probably the last couple of days.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
I think it's
Great timing. Great timing. It's like you planned it all.
Yeah. This is the checkers player once again. This is the entire what's in front of us. Let's do this how we can. But I do think hopefully the people that hate my guts that have never met me will listen to this. They're going to dissect it, but I hope they will listen to the words. And if they do think that I'm talking to them, I am.
There you go.
Yeah.
Easy as that.
Yep.
Tonight, young bull, old bull, young calf. Young bull though, Fernando.
Yeah, he is a young
Yeah,
bull.
look out.
He's already won a national championship.
Exactly. In Ohio.
If you're of age and agree to gamble responsibly and not like an asshole, we would love for you to come join us on the best sports book on earth, DraftKings, for our team ride tonight.
Damn right.
Come on, Kirk Hall.
Let's go.
Here we go, boys.
I really do.
Yeah, we like it a responsible amount because it is a preseason game. We have no idea what's going to happen. Okay, we all know that. But boy, I like this one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, a rematch of the national championship tonight.
Oh, I didn't even think about old Beck being over there potentially dancing.
Dozer and Beckel.
Jeremiah Love.
Daniel Jeremiah mentioned the Houston Texans defense being the most violent he's ever seen. That's how we felt about Miami, remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
We were watching that Miami defense and we're like, these guys.
Heavy hits.
Yeah. But also, if we get a ref who wants to call this tight, I mean, there's a chance all 11 Miami defense players are ejected.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was, you remember that, AJ?
It was awesome. Like their style of play was something to be like. They should show the clips of that defense for years and years to come. Hey, you guys want to talk? You want to learn what playing hard is and physical? Here we go, and just turn their tape on.
And I think that's what Daniel Jeremiah was saying about the Texans defense. It's like that carries over in the preseason. The backups are all trying to do the same thing.
Right.
I suppose there's going to be some violence tonight, if I had to guess.
It didn't come up with DJ, but apparently Mesidor is dominating Chargers camp. Not a shocking there.
Dude, Miami might. I mean, Cristobal I think people are going to start being like, okay, if Cristobal likes it, if he comes out of that place,
factory,
we assume that they're going to be good. A lot of dogs only coming out of there.
Yeah.
I think
wrecked shop yesterday against the Jets too.
yeah. So let's assume Miami folks forever are about to be back, with the culture that they have. And also, Gumpy, you're only seeing highlights in your algo, pal. You're not seeing any lowlights.
He's been doing it at training camp too. I mean, the guy never stops. He got a big motor.
I saw A.D. Mitchell had like 5 touchdowns yesterday too.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
Okay. Everybody relax. We don't need any wide receivers for the
Just team periods?
Yeah, team.
We haven't seen many have you seen any of the grading of when they do the one-on-one pass rush? Like, usually we get grades on that stuff. I haven't seen as much this year.
No, we've only seen the wide receiver DBs.
It died down a bit.
They kind of stayed away. PFF has stayed away from the one-on-ones down in the trenches just because the amount of people that have come out and be like, that would never be an actual sack. A guard's helping. They're passing that off right there. What are we talking? It's always the offensive lineman bitching about the one-on-one and how unfair it is. That's kind of the whole game of this. Just like DBs are like, okay, that's not real. Are we going to have 14 seconds for this entire drill? There's always those kind of discretions. That's why I'm excited games are back.
Hell yeah!
Let's enjoy tonight. Let's enjoy the hell out of it. We can't thank you all enough for allowing us to do this for a living. We're back for brunch tomorrow. You all are the greatest people on earth. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change your life. We're in this thing together. Thank all of you for allowing us to do this for a living. Team on me. Team on 3. For the good of sport, baby. Always and always. We love you. See you tomorrow after the album's out.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, team. Goodbye.